Live, from beautiful downtown Bastrop. It is time for the stage select. Starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. There we go, 'cause when we walk through the door, there just might be some tragedy. It's just having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What a terrible intro that was.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select.
Terrible.
I'm Julian Titus.
Throw the whole thing in the trash. I'm Justin Ham. Hi.
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 Well, that was weird. Hey, Kara, what was that just now?
Good evening, gentlemen. In my expanded role in active mode, I have taken it upon myself to relieve John Gholson of his duties as show announcer. I am more than capable of acting as the show announcer.
No,
You
Kara.
did this.
John's kind of real important to getting the crowd whipped up. I mean, that was
terrible.
that was an intro
No, it
for
was
sure.
terrible. Yeah, it was bad.
But we really need that. We really need John to do that.
Yeah.
Julian, you put me into active mode for a reason. Please trust me on this.
You did this.
No, I really.
Yeah.
I've got to put my foot down here, Kara. I
Good for
think
you.
that you need to get John back, if you please.
I am sorry, Julian. He did not leave forwarding information or a telephone number. I have no way of contacting John Gholson.
Okay. Well, then I guess we'll track him down and we'll get him back. I guess in the meantime, just go about your business.
Excellent, Julian.
This is the correct decision.
Yeah, you did this, man. This is all you.
Look, it's an emerging technology, right? Like there's going to be glitches in the system. Clearly, she went too far here. We'll deal with it. It's fine. We'll get John back.
Okay.
It'll be fine. It's just a little wrinkle in the works.
Who else is going to intro the show? I mean, it'd be weird if, what am I going to ask a Brahmo to do it? That wouldn't work out very well.
That would also be weird. I think I'd actually rather have Kara do it in that case.
I don't know. That might be pretty good, actually. Let's not
yourself
shoot it
into
down.
it.
Yeah, let's not shoot it down just yet. But just in case, we'll keep it in the back pocket. But no, this is on you. You did this.
I'm just trying to make the show better and more efficient, Justin. There's just growing pains, right? Just trying some things. So far, ActiveVote has been pretty good. I think she just went a little too far this time. I agree with you there.
Okay.
We'll get John back.
All
It'll be
right.
fine. It'll
All
be
right.
fine. Everything's
Say
gonna be
so.
fine.
If you say so. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. We're here.
Hi. I feel that confusion might have stepped on a bit.
No, it's fine.
Justin, what?
No, it's fine. I really was. I didn't really have much of a bit. I was going to talk about the trials and tribulations of putting up shelves. That's fun. I put up shelves on the wall, which
like actually mounting to a wall.
actually mounting them to a wall.
Yeah,
that's a different experience right there. Got to use a drill.
Yeah, I don't trust myself to do that.
Yeah, you got to use a drill. It's the whole thing.
Yeah,
I learned how to do that, so now I know how to do it. You got to put little things in the wall where there's not studs because there's holes and they don't all line up to a stud. So
did you do the joke? Did you Did you get the stud finder and then like put it on yourself and be like, haha?
No, actually, I learned stud finders are garbage. And you should just throw the electronic stud finders are bad. I don't recommend them. They just kind of like sometimes work and sometimes don't. It's weird. So I decided today that I was going to order what they have magnetic ones that'll stick to the nails in the studs, and that's a better way to find the stud. I was like, oh, now I know. But also I know that you can knock on the wall, and if it sounds hollow, that's not a stud. So that's a way to do it. You just kind of keep knocking, and then eventually it's like, this feels very solid. That's your stud. And
then when you hear a knock in response, you know that your house is haunted.
Yeah. It works double time, really. Yeah. But anyway, I put up shelves. I also learned today that one of the levels that I had 3 levels. I don't know why I had 3 of them, but I was like, maybe I'll need all of them.
Did you tighten up the graphics on the 3rd one? But someone got that.
That was good. No, one of the levels had it came with it, and it was just a little like tiny thing, and I was like, this is actually pretty nice. I'm gonna keep this. It's nice getting tools in like furniture that you're putting together. It's like, I'm keeping this. This is mine. This little baby screwdriver, this is mine now. None of you can have it. But it came with that one. That one worked fine. That's the one I mostly used. Then I have a real big one that I bought, and that one works good too. But then I had this other little tiny one that I got from my grandma's house. I was like, this thing might be useful. It just came with a bunch of tools that they gave. They were like, nobody needs this. You take it. You need work stuff. And I was like, sure, fine. And that one I learned is basically broken today. I was like, well, these other 2 levels tell me that this is completely level, and it looks perfect. But the other this one just nope, not saying that. So that one's garbage. I'm probably gonna throw it away. But anyway, I put them up, and then I discovered that they were wobbly. So that was the thing. Yeah, it's just the way that they were made. Like, they're only like secure with like 1 screw, so they just fucking wobble everywhere. And I'm like, can't have this. So I took a trip to Menards today, and I bought these little fucking shelf bracket things. And I was like, I'm putting these on there. So I put those on there, and now my shelves won't move. It's great. It's fucking awesome. They're fucking in there.
Were they supposed to be like floating shelves to have that like not bracket look?
And then they just kind of like, they kind of just wobble, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. The funnest part is I put them next to my bed, and now I forget they're there all the time, so I've hit my head on them like 3 times now.
Yeah, that'll
perfect.
Which also means that you can't really put anything wobbly on there because
no, I have Terry Funk on it now. So he can, guard me while I sleep. That's how I sleep.
Sure.
You should all have that too. You never know.
Terry Funk's still with us?
No, he's dead, unfortunately.
I thought he passed.
He passed,
okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately. The spirit of Terry Funk lives on, though, on my shelf.
Well, yeah, always.
Yeah.
In every chair shot and every barbed wire wrapped around a 2x4.
And every man trying to gouge another man's eye out with a broken table leg or whatever that was. Terry Funk lives on. God, that's a great match. That's a great match. Just ends like that. It's just Jerry Lawler gouging his eye out. Fucking awesome, man. Actually, it just has like a weird cut, and then Terry Funk's like, "Oh, I used my eyes out." It's like, okay, he didn't actually do it, but still pretty great. Fucking empty arena match, Memphis Wrestling. Look it up sometime. Good. Anyway, shelves. So I did that. I know how to drill holes now. That's fun. I like how in the directions it's like you gotta drill a 1/3. You gotta use a 1/3 drill bit to make these things that go in the drywall to make it good, make the drywall okay when there's not a stud. I was like, okay. So I get out my drill bits and I'm like, I do not have a 1/3 drill bit. Now I have to remember how fractions work and find something close enough. And then I was like, so I went and bought these brackets or whatever. We had some other stuff we had to get to. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to look and see if I can't find a 1/3 drill bit just for the future. So I have a drill bit that is that size. And I don't think they make one of that size. I'm pretty sure they just gave me some random fucking size. And we're like, you want this? This is what you need. You don't have it? They don't make it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's weird. It's weird that they don't make that. They probably do. I just don't know where to get it.
Yeah.
They didn't have it at the store I went to. And they seem to have all of them. Like, you can buy just individual drill bits. They're fucking expensive. Shit's crazy. Like $20 for one of those things sometimes.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no joke. Then there's like some that I looked at that was like, I can't even fit this into the little drill that I have. It will not fit. It's too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tools, man. Catch the fever. It's crazy.
We'll be talking about pricing here soon, but like I was at Walgreens because I had to pick up a prescription, and I was like, I'm running low on deodorant. Let me grab a stick, and I was like, that's $12.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm just gonna stink.
Yeah.
Like the last time I bought a stick of deodorant, which wasn't that long ago, I'm pretty sure it was still like $5.
Yeah.
That's a large increase.
Well, Julian,
but it also might just be they're more expensive at Walgreens. Than at the supermarket.
That could very well be. Yeah. I didn't actually look at the price. I bought deodorant just a few days ago because funny enough, I couldn't pass up the promotion of F1 meets Old Spice. I was like, well, I gotta buy that. I gotta have that. I gotta smell like the racetrack.
I'm also an Old Spice man, but I stick to Swagger.
I'm gonna tell you what, Julian,
for the most part.
Smell those F1 brands. They're pretty good. No joke. They're actually pretty good.
They almost got me with the Mario brand, but I didn't bite.
See?
Yeah.
Swagger is pretty good though. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I'll agree with you.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah. I'm a big fan of just like classic Old Spice smell.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Good smell. This is a smell podcast now.
There we go. Yeah. I have a health update, and once again, there will be timestamps so y'all can skip if you don't care. And this will hopefully be the last one for a bit. But I just wanted to clarify because I needed clarification because I did not understand before. So yeah, I have colon cancer.
Oh.
No one said the word cancer until this week.
Oh, okay, got ya.
I thought that you could have like a malignant thing, but like that didn't necessarily make it cancer.
Okay.
But no, it's like it was very sobering when I got the brochure that said colon cancer.
Oh, okay. So now it's official. Okay.
Yes.
Understood.
And I had an appointment with the surgeon who is going to be performing this surgery to kind of go over questions and stuff like that. He seems to be fairly confident that we caught it early enough that the surgery might be all that's needed. But he did use the word aggressive in terms of the growth that was removed. He said like it was so large that they had to remove it in pieces. And I guess that is cause for extra concern.
Fair enough.
And
yeah.
But I have had imaging that showed that it has not spread to other parts of my body.
Well, that's good.
So that's the good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely got chilled to the bone when he talked about, you probably won't need a bag, but if you do need a bag, like it'll probably be temporary. And I'm like, I'm sorry, bag. And he was like, yeah, colostomy. And I was like, oh. Like there were a couple things that really like sobered me up this week. That, and then also like he was like, yeah, it's going to be like a 2-week like recovery time. For sure. So you should probably start asking for that time now.
Is there a name of the surgery that you're getting?
Yeah, but I mean I couldn't tell you.
Okay. I was just curious about the one my mom got the one for like pancreatic cancer, and it was like it was called Whipple surgery. I was just curious.
Definitely not that. It starts with an S.
I didn't figure it was. Okay.
It's like the very lower part of the colon.
Right. Okay. So
it's like right towards the end.
Okay.
And what they do is they're gonna like remove a portion and then like basically somehow there's gonna shorten it. I don't know how that's gonna work.
crazy what they do nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. I broke a tooth this week.
Oh, fun.
And so I just kind of feel like I'm falling apart. And I honestly feel that it's like some sort of this is my cosmic punishment for constantly being like telling I'm like, I don't know why all of you people in your 40s are complaining about aches and pains and this and that. I feel fine. And it's like, oh, here, and it's because you've been falling apart on the inside and you didn't know
That's it. That's how it goes.
So just PSA, y'all, be sure to get your colonoscopy done when you're supposed to. I keep thinking that if I had done this a year ago when it was supposed to be done, that maybe I wouldn't be in this situation right now. It's hard to say. Or maybe it would have been a thing where like, I mean, I don't know how fast this thing grew or whatever.
Yeah,
but
hard to say.
I am very concerned about recovery, because they're very much about like, oh, you gotta, be sure that you're eating like whole and no process this and that, and it's that's really expensive.
Yeah, it is.
And meanwhile, like this week I weighed in at 1 pound higher than my lowest weight ever, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the cancer or if that's like the Manjaro and like the fact that I've been trying to eat better. I haven't been like very successful because like I've been depression eating like mad lately because I have been very depressed about a lot of stuff, including what I wanted to lead the show off this week with. So let me set the stage, Justin, because you're not as plugged into things as you used to be.
Not quite, but I pay attention to things here and there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think there was any way for you to have missed this. But I just want to kind of, but especially just for posterity, I want to talk about the headlines that happened rapid fire.
Oh, yeah.
So first, they announced the pre-orders and the pricing for the Steam machine, which is Steam's like console-ified like PC in a box. This is like the second time that they've done this. This does seem to be a much better attempt at the Steam machine than what they tried previously. Yeah. It's a great little form factor. It's like a larger GameCube, and it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's a box what sits under your TV that allows you to play your Steam library. And basically treat it like it's basically like turning a Steam Deck into a console, right? Although I would say like just get a dock for your Steam Deck at that point. Yeah, because there is a dock that they make for the Steam Deck, and you can just do that if you already have a Steam Deck. But again, if you don't, then there's this. Right. But the base price for a console with 512 gigabytes of memory of storage, which is nothing in this day and age.
No, not very much.
Especially when we get to another thing that I'll talk about, with no controller.
No controller.
Which does make sense for a Steam machine, because if you're big in the PC market, you probably already have a PC compatible controller that you've been using.
And most of them will use Xbox controllers or PlayStation.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
you're fine. Yeah,
you're probably fine. You probably don't need one. So I understand why they would offer a SKU without the controller. Yeah, but that base unit is $1,050.
Sure
if you want the one with the 2 terabyte drive and a controller, that's going to run you over $1,400.
It sure is. It sure is.
Keeping in mind that it is a lower powered console than the
PlayStation 5. Yep.
Right. The PlayStation 5 from 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that actually puts it in spitting distance of the original Switch. Like, for over $1,000, just to get in the door. And I want to be clear with when I'm talking about all this stuff, I am not shaming anybody who pays these prices. That's not what this is about. It was more of just like, this is the reality that we're dealing with, because I had already been saying like years ago, right? Like at least definitely when this show started, I was predicting that next gen consoles were going to I was saying like $999.
Yeah.
I am now no longer confident of that. I think they're all going to be significantly more than that because of all the shit that has happened
possible.
recently.
It's entirely possible. Depends on, I think, how this thing does, honestly.
I don't think it's a matter of how it does. I think it's a matter of components.
The components are just so expensive now that they're gonna
Moore's Law used to say that like memory would like double every however many years or whatever. Now what's happening is the price of memory is doubling every few months or whatever. So anyway, so that was the first headline. Second headline, the day after, Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-orders announced.
Yeah.
The base game is $80.
Sure.
And also the physical copy, if you choose to buy it like at a store, is a code in a box. There is no actual disc for Grand Theft Auto 6. But also what I think a lot of people are glossing over is that the Ultimate Edition is $100 and there's actually stores in the game that you cannot go into if you do not have the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that for years we've had like, oh, there's extra content that's available if you pay the extra money. The way that they're doing this, though, makes it feel super extra shitty.
Yeah.
And the thing is that what I need to see is, because I don't actually think they're going to send review codes out to any outlets, because I don't think they need to.
No, they probably don't.
If they do send review copy to review outlets, if those review outlets get the Ultimate Editions, that is a tacit admission that the actual cost of that game is $100, not $80.
Pretty much.
So that was the second thing.
Yeah.
Third thing, Xbox is going up between $100 and $150 depending on the SKU worldwide.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's the pricing stuff. There's other stuff that happened this week that's like extra depressing just in general in the games industry. But that is the stuff that happened all in a row. And this happened in the same week where I was like, oh, my credit cards are almost maxed out. I have this surgery coming. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I can't afford to keep up with this hobby that I love so much.
Right.
And it depresses the hell out of me.
Right.
And look, so many people have been saying like, well, I have this backlog and you know, like we'll still listen to the show if you're not playing the latest and greatest, blah blah blah. And not just from listeners, but also just people like when I've expressed this online. It's like, well, yeah, I've got so many games like piled away that I never need to buy another game. Yeah, I know, I do too.
Right.
That's not what I'm getting at. I have been on the bleeding edge of video games since 1997 when I started working at Game Fellas. Like, right, I've talked about it many times where it's like when I was working at Game Fellas, I was keeping a cadence of video game playing that would put a lot of people in the game's press to shame.
Sure.
Where it was like I was playing, I would like buy a game on a Tuesday, finish it in a week, trade it in the following Tuesday for the next game, rinse and repeat. And then I continued after my retail days ended because I got into podcasting. And like even before I had my first console, I kept up on the industry through magazines. Yeah. And so I always knew what was out or what was new, what was on the horizon. E3 was always like my favorite time of year, even now, right? The reason that we go so big on Summer Game Fest and that whole thing is because it's still my favorite time of year, even if it's changed. Like, I get excited for what's coming down the pike. I love the trailers at the Game Awards. I love seeing what's next. I love being in the zeitgeist. It's one of my favorite parts. I love seeing the evolution of video games, right? I love being there for it. And yeah, if I stopped buying video games today, I've got so much to play, right? That I'll never run out, right? It's not a matter of not having games to talk about for this show or not having stuff to play. Sure. There's plenty of games that I could replay. There's plenty of games that I own that I've never touched. Right.
I know how that is.
and obviously sales happen.
Yeah.
So one of the things for me, like as far as the show goes, is I was like, this is the last year conceivably that we can really do like the big game of the year deliberations, because the way that you interact with games has changed fundamentally in the last couple of years.
Pretty
to
much,
where you're playing way fewer games.
Well, yeah.
Basically, like in September, it's like I can afford to buy like 2 of those games, and there's like 7 or 8 that I want.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But going forward, it's like I don't even know if I can afford 10 2027 releases, let alone more than that, to be able to really talk about in any like dedicated way for Game of the Year. Now, I have thought about a way that we can change, that we can still have like Game of the Year episodes that come out when we go on break. It'll just, but I don't think we can do the deliberations anymore, because I'm personally, so back on Nerds Without Pants, at a certain point we stopped doing our Game of the Year lists as being the stuff that came out that year,
Right.
because my co-hosts Angelo and Patrick they weren't playing the new stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And so it was hard to actually be able, they couldn't come up with a top 5 of games from that year.
Yeah.
So we just it was like, okay, whatever you played for the first time that year.
Right.
I personally don't like that though. Like I was super happy when you came on board. It's like, oh, you're always like on
I was for
like, you're
a
always
while.
caught up. So like it was really easy to like start to do like a real dedicated list. And that's why we started doing like actual deliberations for this show. Cause I was like, oh man, like, yeah, we've got our finger on the pulse. We can definitely do this.
Sure.
But because you run into weird situations where I know that like one year, like, you know, it was like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was like my game of the year that year. And it was like, I don't know, 2018 or 2019 or something like that, because that's when I played it. And it's just kind of this weird, you know, it just becomes a weird thing. And I personally don't like doing that as far as like, here's our list for the year. So that's kind of the where I'm coming at it from, where it's just, it deeply depressed. Like it's funny in a time where I am staring death in the face, but just kind of thinking about not being able to afford this shit and not being able to like keep up on this hobby the way that I used to. That has like kind of been more depressing to me than the other stuff. But and you know, so I'll let, and you know, I know you got stuff to say as well, Justin. I've been kind of rambling, but could I save up for the $100 for GTA 6? Absolutely. It's not coming out till November.
Yeah.
I can sock away $25 a month.
Sure.
Until it's time for the game to come out. There is a matter of principle in it for me, right? I already said that like I wasn't going to buy Fire Emblem this year because of like that price point.
Right.
This is even more egregious to me. But I'm also extrapolating things down the line. So, and this is related. Sony announced this week that in 2028 they are ceasing the production of discs.
Yep.
Which means that it's all but guaranteed that the PlayStation 6 is not going to have a disc drive.
Probably not.
I would hope that they would at least manufacture a drive so that people can play their legacy games on the new system.
You would hope.
Because I had already planned on pretty much converting mostly to digital.
Yeah.
Next gen anyway. But this leads us into a really bleak future, and this might sound too conspiratorial,
sure,
Justin, but hear me out. Because GTA 6 is coming out so close to the end of this generation, and I really am curious to see how this fucker actually runs on a base PS5 and a base Xbox Series.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I mean, it's only been this series. Sorry, on an Xbox Series X,
yeah,
right? Because my feeling, and we haven't seen much of the game, but like it does smack of like, doesn't really look like something that can run on current gen hardware. This feels like it's made for next gen. And you know, that's kind of what GTA 5 was. I mean, look, GTA 5 runs great on a 360 and a PS4 or a PS3, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they very quickly had that PS4 version ready to go.
Oh, they did.
Because it came out when the PS4 launched. It was that same year. I could see a situation where, because there's no disc, because there's no way for you to resell this game or do anything with it once you've purchased it, them being like, hey, here's the PlayStation 6 version. Oh, sorry, guys. We actually couldn't make it work to make you like there's no way for us to have you just download an update for it. You gotta buy it again, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm envisioning and worried about going forward.
Yeah, I could see it.
And also just like, you know, there were a lot of great examples this week. A big thing going around on social media this week after the announcement was Metal Gear Solid 3, or Metal Gear Delta, right? The remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, currently on the PlayStation Store for $70, the launch price.
Okay.
Currently on Amazon for $30.
Yeah.
Physical.
Right.
Because they have extra that they didn't sell through and they're getting
rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sony does not, like their digital sales do not go the way that like a Steam, because that's the thing is that when I was thinking about the Steam machine prices, I was like, I can actually, if you're plugged into Steam instead of like the console market,
Yeah.
I can see that actually paying for itself over time over like a PlayStation 5, because the games go on such deep discount on Steam.
They sure do.
Where you're gonna, if you're not worried about buying stuff right when it comes out, you're buying your games way cheaper than you are, because even when Sony has their big sales, right? They do have a lot of sales. They probably have more sales than Steam does at this point,
right? But
the discounts aren't nearly what you expect on a Steam sale. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
I get it. Yeah, it's been some stuff with the pricing of video games for sure, and that whole thing that you just mentioned was also a thing that I've said that's going to happen for a long time now. That my big thing was games are getting too big. Like they're at some point they're just going to go, we can't fit it on a disc. So what do we do here?
They've kind of been there. Oh, and that's the other thing, right? So that base Steam machine, 512 gigabytes, remember? GTA 6 is over 307 gigabytes. Yeah. You wouldn't even be able to install it on that base Steam machine, because it's obviously going to have a bunch of space taken up with like the OS and stuff like that.
Yeah, more than likely. Or it would be the only game that you could probably install on it. Mm-hmm. Maybe that and like Balatro. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, it's weird. My gaming stuff, it's funny, the Steam Machine news, I lived that before even the headlines dropped, because they sent the email to me to pre-order it. And I was at work and I wasn't doing anything, and I was like, oh boy, I gotta see it. This is going to be big. Let's see how much this costs. Like, I'm curious, and I was like,
everybody was.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, let's see it. And I clicked on it and I was like, oof, no. No, thank you. That is not worth it. And just kind of laughed, and I was like, well, okay, well, don't need to worry about that now. They had already, it was kind of what I expected it to be. I was like, I just kind of wanted to, was curious.
And let me be clear, these are separate things that are happening.
Yeah.
The hardware stuff, I mean, okay. I know that none of these companies want to like keep increasing these prices, because it looks it's bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one was buying an Xbox before it went up to like almost $1,000. No one's going to buy it now.
No.
And I get that. That is socio-political economic shit that is outside of their control. I totally get that, right? But there are other things that you can do that you are in control of. So like, all right, the consoles are more expensive. Once you're in, let's make it more attractive to be in, or make it more attractive to get in. It's like, okay, the barrier to entry is high. That sucks. But Game Pass is cheaper, or our games are lower, or this or that. It's like, so those are choices that they are making, where it's like, they've upped Game Pass, they've upped PlayStation Network, right? And you're also getting less for the money, the extra money that you're paying. GTA 6 being, more expensive. And it's like, can they get away with that? Yeah. Like, especially if you're one of those people who you only buy like one game a year. It's like, so it's only like $10 more than the last game that you bought last year was. Right. There's people that can easily justify. It's like, well, yeah, if I went to go see 2 movies with a date, that almost comes up to the price, right? And I'm going to get so much more time and entertainment out of it. Absolutely. It is a slippery slope. And, it is. I was one of those people when the price kind of moved to 70 at the beginning of this generation. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's been 15 straight years of games being 60. That makes sense to me. I actually thought it was weird that it wasn't across the board. I think that's what made the price weirder. Is that,
yeah, for sure.
Because I do have sticker shock once in a while where it's like I go to like, pre-order game, it's like, oh, 70, right? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
because it's not
universal. Yeah, every now and then you'll click on a game. It's like, oh, okay, yes, 60. Well, so this is 60. Okay, this one's 70. Weird. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
But blowing right past that to 80 already.
And the bad part is like, okay, you can justify it. People that know video games can justify it, like to some degree, where you can go, okay, yeah, it's a GTA game. They only come out once every X amount of fucking years. It's a big event type game. Okay, yeah, I guess I could pay $10 more or whatever more for it. That's not that. I can see why they could get away with it. They're Rockstar or whatever. But the thing about that is every other company doesn't give a shit about that. They're going to see, oh, they sold it for 80. We should just start selling our games for 80. What are we doing? Like, our games are just as good.
Nintendo already like broke that with Mario Kart and now with Fire Emblem, right? So it's like this already started, and it's just it's really weird. And that's the thing is that like other companies are going to see, oh, GTA got away with it. It's like, yeah, you're not fucking GTA.
Yeah, you're not.
Right?
But if everybody starts to do it, then then it's a thing, because you paid that price for this thing. It's not going to go down now. Like it's coming where it's just going to be like next gen's just going to be 80. It may not be at first, but it will be. Oh, mark my words on that. But my biggest thing,
and then
oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're good.
No. I've talked too much.
You're good. I was gonna say my biggest thing with gaming's in the point of my life has been like, well, I just bought this house.
Right.
I don't have quite the time that I used to put into games. So I've kind of been a lot more selective in what I'm buying and playing for the most part. Like most of the time I look at it like, am I going to spend like a week playing this or something like that? And a lot of the times I go, this year especially, I've just been like, no, I'm probably not. I'm probably going to play that for like half an hour and then forget I ever played it. Do I want to spend the money on that? No, I've become more like weird and frugal about shit than I really used to be.
Which in some ways is a good thing. There were times when I was like, why did you buy that for $60 or $70?
Yeah,
like you literally only like, you were like, oh, I'm kind of curious. I guess I'll check this out for an hour. I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah, no, I know. I because I had the money to do it. Now I'm like, basically what I've been doing for the past X amount of years was like, well, I'm just going to save money and buy a house. And then I have extra money for other stuff because I'm not really paying much bill wise. So yeah, okay. I can do that. It's fine. Not a big deal. Now when things like that come up, I'm like, okay, think about it. Like, okay, stop for a second. Are you really going to sit here and play that game for this amount of time and actually see it through? And a lot of times I'm like, no, I'm not. Let's not do that. Let's just, it's weird. But I don't know. This year in gaming has just been kind of slow for me. I don't know. There hasn't been much where I'm like, I gotta play that.
Right.
And it's just kind of a me thing. But anyway,
but I do, because I've expressed this, last season at the finale, but like, I do detect from you just kind of a general, like, because I do think there's games that have come out where they are kind of your thing, but you've just been kind of like, I don't really, and so I do detect like a falling out of love with gaming a little bit. I don't know if it's just because
and a lot of it's
the change of your like, now you have like a social life, right? You have people at home that you need to spend time with. Right?
A little bit of that, a little bit of like, it's like I said, like I don't have as much time for it, so it's kind of like, okay, is this something I'm gonna actually sit down and do for a while? And if the answer is no, then I don't really pick it up. There are some games that are kind of my cup of tea that I kind of look at, and that's where the cost thing comes into play, where I'm like, okay, well, right now it's this much. Let me wait till it's on sale now. Like that starts to go through my head because I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that happen to me so many times over the years where I'm just like, if I'd have waited like 2 months, that thing would have been like half price. Like I could have just done that. Like it wasn't.
But those discounts aren't happening the way that they used to
they're
either,
not.
right?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons right now where like you're not wrong. There is a part of me that is falling out of love with gaming a little bit. And it's not just because of the circumstances in my life. It's because
part of it is.
Well,
go ahead. I don't want to step on your toes.
Oh, yeah.
But I can piggyback.
Yeah, like, it's not just because of my own personal circumstances. It's mostly it's also because like every bit of news that comes out about gaming now is super fucking depressing, and
that's exactly where I was going.
And it is exactly in this ballpark of what we're talking about. Like, everything's getting more expensive. There's definitely a part of me that now, who is a fucking adult with a mortgage, that looks at the price of like where we're going. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do that. There's no fucking way. I mean, I could, maybe I could, right? But is it worth doing? I don't know. Like, where before I would buy a place or whatever the new console was, like, I don't even care what's out for it. I just do it. Now I'm like, okay, but what's out for it? Like, do I care? I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. But yeah,
and it's going to have a knock-on effect on the industry, because like, I'm one of those people who likes to vote with my wallet. I like to take chances on smaller games. And when I mean smaller, I mean like the less marketed games, right? I like, very famously, I'm very big about like championing like those really fun and interesting 6s and 7s in the world, right?
Yes, you do like to do that.
And there's so many games this year that in a normal like if things weren't the way that they were for me personally, it's like that I would have picked up no hesitation.
Right.
Now it's like, oh, now I have to just unfortunately go for like the biggest titles that I'm interested in. So it's like, I'm gonna have to skip Beasts of Reincarnation. I'm gonna have to skip that Plague Tale spin-off that looks interesting to me. Phantom Blade Zero, which looked interesting to me. Like a lot of like new IP or interesting offshoots of IP that are probably right up my street, but I'm like, but there's a new Onimusha, and there's a new Silent Hill, and there's a new Control.
Even, wider than you and I, it's going to get to a point where, and I think Xbox sadly started to realize this shit is like, okay, well, only the big franchises are doing anything. So we need to stick to that shit. And I think a lot of like the bigger companies are going to start doing that shit. Like, they're like, okay, well, we put this thing out. It didn't really make the money that we wanted it to. So we need to make a new, Resident Evil or whatever. Because that sells. People buy that. But we need to make like for Xbox, it's like it's Gears and Halo, or everything else is fucked, or new Elder Scrolls whenever the fuck that happens. Something like that, new Fallout, or else whatever. Like, because this shit's just not selling. And I think that's sadly where we're gonna get to. It's gonna come down to like, hopefully games do get easier to make for these smaller indie studios, like the people that made Expedition 33 or whatever, and it starts to go that route. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen in games, but it's a weird fucking road. And the lack of physical games thing, like I said, I've been calling that one for years. I knew that was going to happen at some point, because these games are just getting way too big for the Blu-ray format, if you will.
Right. And I'm not even necessarily like, if it's a thing where, because I do think that somebody should have been researching like higher capacity discs, right?
Possibly.
Or higher capacity physical media, because there is a clear appetite for physical media from people. All of a sudden, you're seeing like Blu-rays and 4K discs selling out when like you have to pre-order that shit now, because oh man. And I don't understand the way that these corporations work. The day that they announced that they're discontinuing discs was the same day that they announced that they're closing the digital stores for like the Vita and the PlayStation 3. And then it was the week after they had like delisted, not delisted, removed from digital movie
libraries.
purchases.
Yeah.
Get
fucked.
So, right.
And
that's the thing is I was listening to Jeff Grubb on the Bombcast this week, and he was saying that games do have like kind of different protections in there. And we've seen this, right? Where it's like, things will get delisted from the stores, but if you've purchased it, you still have access to it.
Yeah, sure.
The writing was on the wall, especially because of games getting just the file sizes being bigger. I get that. But the idea and the worry that I have is, well, but if there's no way to play if there's no way to play PS5 and PS4 discs on a PlayStation 6, that's the problem, right? Don't get me wrong. It's a problem to not be able to have a physical version of these games, but I understand that we're getting into just a logistical issue where it's impossible to do that.
Yeah,
I get that. There still needs to be a way going forward that you can play these legacy games.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. And there's some things that need to be done on a much larger level above these fucking corporations, basically.
Yes.
There needs to be some sort of regulation for it. Government-wise, whether that happens or not, I don't know. But something needs to be done about that. Like, because basically, essentially, they're real, like, the corporate side of things is real happy about it. They're like, oh yeah, like Ubisoft has said multiple times, like, yeah, you don't actually own this thing. You just kind of buy the license to play it. You don't own it. We do.
And honestly, that's been around for a really long time. If you crack open a PS2 game and you really read the legalese in the back of your instruction booklet, the disc technically gives you the license to play it. That you technically, like, there's legalese that says you don't actually own that game. Like, I mean, you do. I think it extends to, like, if you were to transfer it to another media or something like that, like, you're not allowed to do that because you don't actually own the game.
That's fair.
The disc gives you the license to be able to play it on a PlayStation 2 console.
That's fair.
But that terminology has already been there. But obviously, it's a much different thing.
But they're going into, like, no, we can, if we don't want this game to be yours, we can just take it off the store and not give you access to it anymore. And that's on. Oh well, you had your time. That's it.
Yeah, that's the stuff that's super worrisome.
It is. It very much is. And there's hopefully somebody does something about that. I don't know if they will. We'll see. It's very troubling.
This is, of course, coming at a time when the idea of consumer protections or regulations of corporations is at an all-time low, and that's not going to end in 2028 because this doesn't stop with when Trump is out of office, because his next guy is going to do the next thing. It's gonna take. I don't know what it's. I personally think that we're probably not going to see another Democrat in the White House in our lifetimes, based on the way that the country's going.
Julian, I don't know about that. We'll
see. Typically, it kind of swings back and forth.
Listen, I've seen some Trump people at work be pissed about a couple things, like
but that's Trump, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that, like,
that's true, but who else do they got, man? Who else do they got? That's the weird part. Like that, another discussion for another podcast, but. I don't know. It's a weird time in gaming. And
the thing that's so endlessly frustrating is it would be one thing if, like, there were signs that, like, the industry as a whole was not doing well. Yeah. But it's like the games are still selling. The corporations are still touting, like, record profits and shit. But you continue to just, like, it's like, okay, well, we had that profit. Now let's gut the studio that made it. And it's like, what is this algorithm? What is this math that you're doing? And part of it is, like, I start to think that, like, are y'all all trying to get out of this business because you think that you can make more money elsewhere? Because tell us.
Yeah, right.
None of it really adds up where it's like, you have Xbox where they're like, oh, we have this big showcase. Look at all these games. And it's like, oh, haha, half of these studios were closing down, even though they just announced stuff. But also it's like, we're making a brand new system, and it's like, but why? And
for what?
The Sony stuff. So I want to say this was just, like, Twitter bullshit, but it's worth mentioning just as a rumor. Casey in the Discord had posted a thing he saw on Twitter of rumors that, like, Neil Druckmann at Naughty Dog was possibly exiting the company because he couldn't get funding for Intergalactic and that the game was in trouble. And I'm like, that if that's true, which I deeply let me be clear, I think that was just some Twitter bullshit to like
it.
engagement farm.
Sure.
If that was true, that would not speak to Naughty Dog not doing well. That would speak to Sony being like, "Oh, we're getting out of the game." Right.
Yeah, right.
If they're not ponying up the money for their biggest studio to make their next big game, that tells me that like, oh, we're actually getting out, and that's why we're doing some of this shit. But again, I don't think that's actually true.
It doesn't scream like what's happening, but I could be wrong, you know.
But all the stuff on the Xbox side does feel like a company that's like,
they are, that is a sinking ship, I think.
Right. And I wonder if, and it might be a thing like where it was always like, you know, where, you know, Phil Spencer was trying to, and I will maintain that I think he did a lot of the right moves to right the ship.
Yeah.
But it feels like Big Daddy Microsoft is like, no, we're done.
We don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
And there's also, lest we fail to mention the fact that multiple, you know, big corporate men like Jeff Bezos and stuff have constantly said like, oh, one day you won't even have to pay for hardware. You'll just rent it. You'll just rent it from us and we'll just do it like that. And it's like, I feel like that's a move somebody is waiting or is really waiting to make. Like it and that's wild to me.
I mean, honestly, like if the consoles are going to be as expensive as they're going to be, and I did think this was a smart idea from Xbox this generation, which was do the cell phone model where it's like you enter a contract like, okay, you're going to have this many years of the online service, and meanwhile you're able to pay a monthly fee for the console instead of like paying it outright at the beginning. Because the math on the Xbox thing was actually like you weren't paying any interest on the system. It was just you were paying it over time, but you also had to get like Xbox Ultimate. It's like, to me that was like a fine trade-off.
Sure.
Otherwise, like, how are people going to afford this shit, right?
And that could be what they do. Yeah, that absolutely.
When I upgrade my phone, I can't buy it out of pocket. No. Like it just gets tacked onto my phone bill until I pay it off.
Yeah. You may have a video game bill at some point soon. That may be a thing. I would not doubt it.
I don't love it, but like,
no, I super don't love that. I super don't love it. It really kills. And that's another thing that I read stuff like that. I think more about it and I go, God, I don't know if I want to keep doing it. Meanwhile, I'm at home fucking going through my Magic the Gathering cards and scanning them in to see like, ooh, what's this one cost? That's fun. Like it's a physical thing that I own, that I've owned for years, and everything has its own little story. Like I was going through a binder, I was like, where the fuck did I get this card? And I'd start thinking about it and I'm like, oh right, that was like a weird trade that I made at one point, and here it is, and it's like worth $50. That's neat. What a neat little thing that happened there. You know, like it's weird, man, and that's what I don't know. It's what a weird.
And again,
time.
I keep going back to I think that the play for next generation is one, you delay it, and two, instead of trying to push out like even bigger and badder graphics, is no, let's get these boxes back under $500, because like, people can't afford to get into this hobby, and it's going to start dwindling where it's like kids can't convince their parents to buy a $1,500 console.
It's going to take somebody other than Steam, because the Steam thing, that's its own little thing over here. Like let's be real. That's its own little hobbyist thing. Not sure, probably it may or may not. I'm sure it will. There's enough people that like Steam stuff that will buy that thing. That doesn't matter.
Also in like super limited quantities, right? I think because I think wisely they're like, hey, we
kind of know,
we know this is going to sell very much at this price point, and also hopefully the RAM goes down. Although the word is that it's going to continue. Like Jeff Grubb this week was saying that like we might see at like not just another price increase for Sony and Xbox, but a one after that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
before this generation is finished.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
And that's the other thing too, that you know, it's like, okay, obviously I'm not going to be able to afford a PlayStation 6 at launch.
Yeah.
But the idea that like I can't even save up to
Mhm.
wait a couple years because then it's going to get more expensive instead of less
Right.
is god damn, dude.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, no, it's not great. It's really not great. But yeah, it's gonna take somebody other than Steam or whatever putting out a new next gen console at whatever price they want to put it at for whatever power they want to put it at, and it's gonna have to just completely like people are gonna have to go, no, we're not doing that. That's what it would take for them not to do it. And we'll see. It's quite possible if they put it out at like $1,400 that people go, oh no, thank you, not doing that. That's neat and all, but look what it can do. It's like, yeah, I just can't do that. Like, I mean, people know that a PC is the powerhouse gaming thing if they want the real good graphics and all that shit. But they're not shelling out that kind of fucking money to do that. Most people are not, right?
No, especially now, right?
No, especially now. That's what I mean. Even back then.
And I had noticed like more and more people moving towards PC because they're like, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and like do this. And it's like, yeah, but then all those components went like through the roof.
Yeah.
So
it's
the
same. It's the same components. That's the thing. Like we got to a point where everything is just like, they're just little PCs really with their own OS and all that shit. That's what they're doing. And that's fine. But yeah, now that all that stuff's more expensive, now what? It's crazy, man. So yeah, I don't know.
And it would sure be nice if there were people that were working on trying to make like the next big like the next thing, and what I mean is like new RAM that's like way more efficient and cost effective, or new storage that is better than what we have, or a new physical medium that is more efficient and whatnot. But no, we're just all in on this AI shit, and that's the thing that I'll leave on is that maybe I was already out before the being priced out, because if I can't play like my old games on a PlayStation 6, and also the apparently Unreal Engine 6 is all in on like AI shit, like baked into the engine, right? So it's just like next gen is going to like be unavoidable AI slop, right?
Basically.
So it might just be a thing where it's like, oh, I guess this is the end. And that's the thing that's wild to me, because I've told you before, like on the old show, there was a time, and it was very specifically the end of the PlayStation 2.
Sure.
I had told myself, and I think part of this was like my depression at the end of Game Fellas, but it was also seeing the industry of like just the constant GTA clones and everybody trying to like basically out edge each other with like, oh, like now we can do like all this adult content, blah blah blah. It's like, and I was like, if that's where gaming is going, I think that the 7th generation is going to be my last generation.
Sure.
And then 2007 happened, where it was the double whammy of the orange box with Portal.
Yeah.
Or sorry, triple whammy. It was the orange box with Portal, it was Mass Effect 1, and it was BioShock.
Sure.
Where I was like, oh, we can do this now.
Yeah.
And I was like 1,000% back in.
Yeah.
And then I started podcasting, and I was like, oh, I think I'm just going to go ahead and stay bleeding edge until I can't do it anymore. Like, and what I meant by can't do it anymore is like I die.
Right.
Because like I have a podcast to do, and that it's a really good reason to keep up on this stuff. And I like keeping up on this stuff, but I didn't envision a scenario where it's like, oh, the industry actually has pushed me out because of pricing, because of AI shit, because of just like not wanting to continue with the but the thing is, like, I love the games that are coming out, and that's the most frustrating part.
I know the thing is, I don't think we're alone.
We're not.
We're not. I think even more casual people are gonna, like, your Call of Duty people are gonna see the prices on some of that stuff and go, oh no, I'm not paying that much for new Call of Duty. Can you just put it on this other thing that I already have? That'd be great. Or whatever.
Because if your AI shit is making things so much more efficient and so much easier for you,
Yeah,
then shouldn't the games drop back down to 50?
Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem, right? That should be how that goes. That's always the thing. Once the price goes to a certain point, it usually doesn't come too far down from that after that.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at. Like I fully expect, like, okay, yeah, hey, the AI thing is like 3 or 4 more years or whatever after all the AI component shortage bullshit's down, it's still going to be that price because they're like, well, people were paying it before. What are we going to drop it? That's crazy. They'll still pay it. Yeah. That's what they think. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's exactly what they think. So yeah. And it sucks. It's a shitty time. So yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Not great.
The stage select is made possible through the support and funding of viewers like you. Here are our wonderful patrons.
All right. Well, before we move on to actual our weeks and stuff like that, let's go ahead and take a moment to thank our lovely patrons, Justin.
Okay, we'll do that.
We appreciate all of our lovely patrons, but every week we like to thank the executive producer tier. And this week we have Matt Jorgensen and Xavier Krager. And I put them together at the top of this because, Justin, these motherfuckers, these absolute buffoons, these fucking chuckleheads have been doing a fucking podcast called Parental Controls since fucking February, Justin.
Really?
And did not deign to let me know, you motherfuckers pay us money every month, and we could have been telling people about your show, and you kept it from me. The only reason that I knew is because they invited me on to guest on an episode, which has not come out yet. I'll talk about it when it comes out, and I'll let people know.
Oh, nice.
It's a really good show. It basically explores how they are two relatively new geek dads that are navigating being dads and also geekdom.
Sure.
I've only had time to listen to the first few episodes so far, but I do know, and this was actually very sweet and kind of fun, Justin, is that they straight up were like, oh yeah, we're inspired by this and that. Like, I know that at this point, the way the format is, it's very similar to the old Nerds Without Pants days, where they have basically like a stage select topic where they have like people write in and tell their stories, and they tell their own stories and whatnot. And then also Matt was like, yeah, I'm just kind of taking this 4 questions thing from Justin. I'm like, that's cool. Like,
okay.
It's amazing to be like someone's inspiration for their podcast, because we've been so much inspired by other people's shows. But yeah, so if you want a little bit of that old NWP flavor from a couple great dudes that have also been like great supporters of the show, by all means, go check out Parental Controls, plural. They've been doing it since fucking February. There's a lot of episodes out there already.
Nice. Good for them.
So go get caught up.
I'm glad to hear it.
Assholes.
I'm sure it's great.
It is. Yeah. I'm just a little peeved they didn't let us know so that we could have told people so much.
Told people,
way earlier.
They're too nice. They're too nice. They don't want the. I get it. Anyway, we also have the Let's Play Princess of Nerds, a broadcast.
Another podcast that if you want a little bit of that old Nerds Without Pants feel, go check them out, because they do also a similar thing with like a topic every week. So if you're missing that flavor of a nerd podcast, they're a good one as well.
There you go.
We have Blaine Faya.
We have A Gamer Looks at 40.
We have Dr. Delicious.
We have Addy XD.
We have 60X Self.
We have Game Johnson of Retrofits.
We have Big Baker.
We have Soundtracker.
We have Raymond Crumb.
We have Dennis Robertson.
We have Andrew Wilson.
We have Bookie.
We have David Portnoy.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have Exrian.
We have Casey Curran.
We have Philip PK Becker. So today, when I was putting the list together, I did it by reverse order of people joining the Patreon.
Okay.
Philip Becker is the very first person to join.
Nice.
But there's a bunch of people that joined on January 6th. And so the only J6ers that I care about are the people who joined our Patreon on January 6th of, I think it was 2024.
You know, it's funny. That's when Kim's birthday is, and that's how I always remember it. So I'm like,
it must suck to have,
I know,
like,
right?
when I used to work in death claims, and I would get a death certificate where it's like the date of birth was like 9/11, whatever. It's like, oh, that sucks.
That really sucks. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hers is January 6th. I always remember it now. I'm like, oh yeah, never forget that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that you haven't gotten up to any gaming stuff this week,
No,
Justin.
other
I've
than-
gotten up to a decent amount.
Yeah, other than pricing Magic the Gathering cards, that's about all I did. It was fun. That was
Sure.
a fun little game of seeing how much things were worth. That was entertaining to me. But yeah, no, other than that, nothing.
I mean, I really do need to start looking at like selling some stuff off because I need money.
Yeah.
And that's the sad reality of it. I picked up a couple things on sales, and because I had played the Dark Rites of Arkham earlier this year, which is a really fun, like, throwback point and click adventure game on my Steam Deck, I had been recommended. Actually, I saw Kathy Rain 2 first.
Ah, yes.
And I was like, oh man, I really like this art style and I kind of dig this character's vibe.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding both games in a really affordable bundle.
Yes.
So I started Kathy Rain. And I've been playing. I don't know how far I am. Actually, I know I'm on the second day. I don't know how many days the game takes place over. But
I watched a playthrough of this game, of both these games.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, the art style to this is really cool, and I kind of like the character. I think she's kind of neat.
She actually, now that I think about it, she is like 100% a Justin girl.
Yeah, 100%. Somebody that I like on YouTube was playing the games, and I was like, yeah, why not? And they started playing the second one first because I believe the developers like sent it to them to play like on their stream or whatever the fuck, and they really liked it. They weren't supposed to go to a certain point, and then they kept playing it afterwards, like after the point that they were, paid to play it, I guess, because they liked it. And then people kept yelling at them, don't play any further until you play the first one, because you're not going to know what the hell is going on. And so they went back.
I definitely got the vibe that I was like, I should probably start with
You
the
definitely
first game.
should start with the first game. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It takes place in 1995, which I dig. Kathy Rain is like a college student who is like a very, especially for like 95, right? She's very alt. She's very edgy. When I say a Justin girl, she has a leather jacket and an attitude like cool colored hair. And chain smokes. So and she rides a Harley.
That part I can live without, but
sure, but she's got a certain
cool.
attitude and vibe
cool.
that
absolutely.
Yeah. And she has like kind of a interesting fraught family life where her mom kind of took her away from the rest of her family when she was little, and then it took her like a long time to realize that her mom had kind of been like gaslighting her into not engaging with the rest of the family, and also her mom had like a lot of mental health issues that were not revealed until later on, and so she's now like in a like a care facility. But Kathy, she's a college student. She's just kind of going about her business, but she learns that her grandfather passed away, and so she goes back to this kind of small town to attend the funeral, and she kind of reconnects with her grandmother and starts to learn that there's like some weird stuff around what happened to her grandfather. Like, she was not even aware that her grandfather had been in this weird, like almost vegetative state for years.
Right.
But right before that, his behavior had been strange. And so the core of the game is kind of her following the events, like kind of retracing his steps before this accident that happened.
Right.
And trying to put the pieces together on what he was investigating. So it's almost like a double investigation. So that's a really cool hook. And as a point and click adventure game, it's also got like some really fun stuff where it's like, oh, I got this phone number now. Let me go call this number and like try to get some information from this person over the phone.
Right.
Or I've got this name. Let me go look him up in the phone book and see if I can get information. So far, like I have had to look at a guide a few times, mainly because like I've never been a big point and click guy, but it's also like one of those things where I don't necessarily know like I've always been on the right track.
Sure.
But it's like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to do exactly this right?
in this order or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
They have that.
Yeah, but so far it's been really cool, and it's got really nice art. It very much looks like
it does
a 90s point and click, but with more detailed environments.
Updates, yeah.
Yes, and I love it plays great on a Steam Deck.
That's good.
It actually feels like it was designed for a controller.
That's really good.
And yeah, and I love the fact that you can just like hold down you can just press like L3 and it illuminates like all the stuff that you can interact with in the room.
That's always good. Yeah.
That's always good. I wish Dark Rights of Arkham had that, because there was definitely a couple times playing that where I was like, I never would have clicked on that.
No, yeah. Why would you? If I remember correctly about this game is, and maybe I'm remembering really wrong, I think at the end of the first one, it like some of the puzzle stuff gets a little fucking weird.
I kind of expect it to.
Yeah, like it gets like really I can't
esoteric.
Remember. Yeah, either esoteric or maybe not even that. I keep thinking there's like you have to like run from something and do shit like on time, like you actually pressure to do things in a certain.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it might get like that. So fair warning. I can't remember exactly the details on it. It's been a couple years since I watched those games. So yeah,
sure. I also, and I actually love this because I as you know, I'm a big fan of supernatural stuff.
Sure.
But the thing that I really love is when it's unexpected supernatural stuff. And don't tell me, but this game gives me the inkling that like, oh, there's going to be some unexpected supernatural stuff, which that sounds weird to be expecting unexpected supernatural stuff. But there's just little inklings here and there. It's like, there's something going on here that I want to get to the bottom of. And that's a really cool feeling.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, I'm really into this game so far. It's been a fun thing to play on the Steam Deck.
Hell yeah.
Here and there.
That's good.
It's almost a little bit on the back burner right now because I was going to buy this last month. I couldn't afford it at the time, but the sale ended like right as my paycheck went through. So I got it like right before the sale ended.
Okay.
But I finally jumped in, pun intended, to Dave the Diver.
Nice.
And I'd been wanting to play this game for a while.
What
ended up happening, it was a bunch of things, right? It was like seeing them do that crazy Godzilla and Like a Dragon DLC.
Right.
But the thing that finally pushed me over the edge was that trailer for the Bancho the Chef prequel game at like the Summer Games Fest, where I was like, all right, that dude looks really fun and cool. I need to see what's going on here, because I knew that like the core thing was like, oh, you go dive for fish and then you go serve the fish at the sushi restaurant. Right. That's all I knew about Dave the Diver. I didn't know anything else about it. I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
I did not expect it to go as deep, again, pun intended, as it does.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to have as much variety or as interesting a story as it does.
Okay.
It's literally how it sounds. You are this I love the fact that he's like a portly guy. I wish there weren't so many like fat jokes about him.
Sure.
But I like the fact that he's like this, overweight, middle-aged guy. And basically there's this guy that he knows who there's this place that opened up. It just opened up. It's called the Big Blue Hole. And it's in this unspecified region where they've opened up this sushi restaurant, but also the thing about the Big Blue Hole is that it changes constantly, and there's
right, yeah,
there's sea life in there from all over the world concentrated in this one place, right? And so this business guy that you know is like, oh, we're gonna make a killing at the sushi restaurant because we're gonna be able to serve like all the seafood. It's gonna be like you take it right from the ocean right to the table, right? So
right.
you know, we're gonna make a mint, and you're gonna be the guy that goes down there and gets the stuff. And so you go down and you get the stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's a pretty neat hook.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it is, or to have like fucking boss fights or battles with pirates underwater where you're dodging bullets and just these crazy, very funny little cutscenes where like every time that you give Bancho like you have him like learn a new recipe or he upgrades a recipe.
Right.
He like his inspiration cutscenes are incredible.
They're pretty good.
You have this like super otaku guy who is your weapons dealer, and every time that you upgrade a weapon, that does a crazy thing. At one point, it just cuts to him getting ready for bed, and he goes to sleep, and then he has a dream that he's at an idol show.
Right.
And it's this little mini rhythm game where you get to do the glow sticks. And it was like a really fun rhythm mini game. This game has so many layers to it, and I've put like 9 hours into it in like the last 2 days.
Nice. That's what's up, man.
Like, I think there's like 7 chapters. I'm on chapter 5 right now. Apparently because I have the Dredge DLC, but it said that unlocks like after chapter 3, but I haven't seen
I got
anything from
no
Dredge
idea.
yet. But
yeah,
I have to complete the chapter that I'm in before I can see Godzilla and Ichiban. So I'm excited to see
right
how that shakes out. But it is a super addicting loop where it actually reminds me of some of my favorite porn games where it's like, and also Hades. It reminds me of Hades as well, where it's like, I can't just do part of it in a session.
Right.
I have to go down. So you have, it's also a time management game, right? So,
sure.
And there's cozy sim elements to it as well. There's a lot going on in Dave the Diver that I wasn't expecting. So it's like you have like morning, afternoon, evening. And so it's like, okay, in the morning at this point, okay, I have to go check my fish farm. I have to go to the sushi place and feed the cat. And then I dive and I'll get my fish or whatever and take care of any quests that I can do at that point. Then I take what I've got, switch to the afternoon, and then I'll dive again and do more quests or whatever, get more fish,
right,
get back out. And then it's like, okay, it's evening. Do I want to do a night dive and take up part of the time, or do I want to go do the full shift at the restaurant? And so I'll make that choice, go do the restaurant stuff, and at this point it's actually super hectic, right? The restaurant is popular enough to where it's like I'm on my toes, and it's like it's a pretty crazy like restaurant management thing. But it's like I do that, and then so that's a day.
Right.
I have to do all of that I can't just do part of that and save the game and stop the session. I have to do at least a full day at a time. But usually it's like, oh, I'm playing this for like 5 days in a row.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In one session. But it's the same thing with like Hades, right? It's like at this point when I'm playing Hades, I've got to do a complete run, and not only do a complete run, I then have to go talk to everybody in the House of Hades, pick the weapon for the next run,
right,
and do the first room of the next run before I end the session, right?
Yep,
it's like,
makes sense.
I can't stop before that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm no lifing it. I'm really, really loving this game. It's
nice.
It's so fucking cool and funny and stylish and just really fun to play. And I am now super excited for that Bancho the Chef game, because they've had like a little glimpses into his past before you met him.
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, I need to see what this dude's deal is. So yeah, Dave the Diver is very, very cool.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you like it.
And yeah. And kind of so I haven't been doing well. So yesterday I had my my consultation with the surgeon, but also, and I was supposed to take off early for that anyway, but I also was not feeling well. I've been very fatigued lately. I have to say also, I love where I work. The director of my agency actually donated 40 hours of sick time to me because I had run out.
Wow.
And that's super awesome. And he was like,
That's great.
just take it day by day. And I am applying for FMLA because I need it.
Yeah, you do.
Especially because like I don't have 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're
leave.
definitely going to need that.
Yeah. But I left earlier than just my appointment yesterday. Cause I was just like, I need to lay down. But when I got back from the appointment, I honestly, Justin, I could not tell you what the thought process was for this.
Okay.
I think a big part is that I just am not in the mood right now to go back into Saros or Crimson Desert right now.
Yeah.
And there's not really anything else that's new that either I can afford or that's on the horizon. Like, I don't think there's really anything in July that I'm interested in.
Right.
So I was like, it's a good time to do like some more backloggy stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I bought Midnight Suns like 2 years ago.
That's how that goes. Yeah.
And that's probably a good time to like hop into it. So, and I had literally not opened it.
Right.
So I opened it up, loaded it in, or, installed it while I was playing Dave the Diver. I also have to say, and this is another thing to just kind of piggyback off of the game's pricing rant and all that whole thing.
Yeah.
I got the enhanced edition on sale,
Mhm.
whatever that meant. And it was like, oh, it comes with a bunch of premium skins.
Sure.
The download code was expired. How the fuck does a digital good expire? Right?
I don't know.
I know this has been a thing for years, but it's like, why is that a thing?
It's so
right.
dumb.
So it's like, oh, not that I care about that stuff, but I was also shocked that it's like, this game is now 3 years old. If I wanted to get all of the DLC, it would cost me the price of a brand new game still.
Right.
And I'm also I'll get into it, but like, I'm very particular with my Marvel stuff.
Sure.
And especially when it comes to like where I think people are best as far as like where in the Marvel universe they sit, right? I've always said like, I don't like it when Spider-Man goes into space.
Right.
Stuff like that. But like when you're talking about like Midnight Suns or whatever you want to call, like Spirits of Vengeance or whatever you want to call like the dark magical side of the Marvel universe.
Right.
There are specific people that I have in mind when I'm thinking of that. One of them is Morbius, and the fact that he is DLC is fucking criminal.
That's kind of wild, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, so if you didn't play Midnight Suns, it is a like strategy game from the makers of XCOM, right? Firaxis.
Right.
And it's set in that more magical side of the Marvel universe, right? So you're fighting against Lilith, who is the demon that is working with Hydra, which is kind of an interesting, wrinkle for that. And so you've got like Doctor Strange, and you've got like Scarlet Witch at the beginning, and you've got Blade, which that makes sense.
Sure.
And yeah, it's like, and so you actually control a character called the Hunter that is Lilith's child, and you can, it's like a pretty mid create a character mode, but
it's barely mid. Yeah, it's not super great.
True.
Yeah,
there's not much that you can do.
There's not really much you can do in it.
I do like that they're at least fully voiced, so it is kind of like a Shepard situation from Mass Effect. And they are going pretty hard on like, you can tell there's a lot of Mass Effect inspiration here.
For sure. More than I thought when I picked that game up forever ago. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
And so that's the character that you control, but obviously you're going to have like a lot more heroes that join your party to be part of the Midnight Suns that you take on missions. But the core is that it's a strategy game, but it's a card-based strategy game. And man, the strategy part of it is fucking great.
It's really good. It's fun.
I wish that I liked the rest of the game more. I think the beginning of that game is rough. And I'm still in the beginning of the game. It's to me, it smacks of a free to play game that is not a free to play game.
No, it does.
there are so many currencies.
There's a lot of that. And
loot boxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really half-baked ideas in it too. Like with the hideout part. Like you walk around, like at certain points it kind of tells you like, hey, go walk around and find stuff around here. That's what you should do right now. Because there's a mystery of this place too. You got to figure that out. And it's like, okay, I guess. And that part's like really kind of boring.
Dude, okay, so today, there like the story mission was like, hey, Magic is vanished. You need to go find her. And I'm thinking that she's on the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
So I did like a good almost straight hour of just wandering around the Abbey grounds. Yeah. The Abbey grounds are like that area is too big.
Yeah, it is 100%.
If it was just the building with like just just the basic area around it, that would be perfect. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
There's too much around there. And then it turned out that she was just in one of the rooms in the Abbey.
Yeah. That sounds
so
right.
that was but like I spent so long and I was like, oh god, there's so much here. And
it's but the strategy, I'm right there with you. The strategy part of it and the deck building is actually pretty fun. When it comes to that stuff, but like, yeah, a lot of the stuff around it is pretty not super great.
Yeah. So right off the bat, so look, Iron Man is one of my all-time favorite Marvel superheroes. Straight up. In the MCU, right? There's still some of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And his portrayal in the MCU is one of my favorite parts of the MCU.
Sure. Yeah.
Totally love that. I don't need him here.
Yeah.
I think that with the Hydra connection, there's a cool way to bring in some of the more sciencey based people. I don't think that he should be one of the main characters in the story from the jump.
Yeah.
I don't like that he's like one of the first characters that you see.
The problem
and that he's integral to the story.
The problem with that kind of thinking, Julian, is we really need to sell the video game. And
I know. And this always, like, I said this with like Marvel Cosmic Invasion, where I was like, I don't need Spider-Man and Wolverine here. I understand why they're here.
Yeah.
But they don't need to be here.
No,
or you do them as DLC down the road, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? Is that like for me, there's a fundamental disconnect with what's going on, where because it's not just that like we've got these characters, like, you know, like Captain Marvel is also here, and I'm like, I don't need Captain Marvel. She definitely shouldn't be
Captain
here.
Marvel
like,
shouldn't
she's
be
fucking
here
cosmic.
Yeah.
She's so.
I
really don't like her on Earth most of the time.
The only fun bit about Captain Marvel being there, and I doubt you've gotten there, is her and Blade start to have kind of a thing, and that made me laugh. That was funny.
Yes. I've seen a little bit of that where I was talking to Blade and he was kind of like, yo, Captain Marvel's kind of cool, isn't she?
Yeah.
But that leads me to another problem that I have with the game and the reason that it's been so rough for me.
Okay.
I think the dialogue in this game is fucking garbage.
It's not super great. No, it's not.
This is 1000% the type of, you know, MCU speak that people complain about. Everybody's got a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, for almost every sentence.
Oh yeah.
And like at a certain point, I was actually able to ask Captain Marvel. I was like, "Do none of you take anything seriously?"
Yeah.
And then she didn't like that. I actually got like a negative,
oh boy,
like friendship point
right.
for that.
That's right. There's an affinity system. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And that's the other thing too, is that it's very clunky. Where there's literally a part where you talk to Blade, and it was a thing. I complained about this in Baldur's Gate 3. So it's not. Sure. I have, you know, even like Game of the Year contenders, I have this problem with where it's like the dialogue is done. It's said in such a way where it's like, you don't have enough points with me yet for me to tell you that. Right. Like that's kind of the gist of what he says.
Sure.
Like, you don't need to spell it out that explicitly for me. Like we can just let this like evolve naturally in the course of talking to people.
You could just let that dialogue option show up later. It'd be fine. Yeah, I get it.
Right. Yeah. So there's things like that, but I do think that a big part of it is that like everybody's way too quippy, even the characters that shouldn't be, and even the characters that are technically more serious, like Doctor Strange.
Sure.
he is serious, but there are constant jokes about him.
Yeah.
That takes any seriousness of him away.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yeah.
To the point that, like, at this point, I'm only a few hours in, but I'm pretty sure that the hunter actually thinks his name is Dr. Spooky because they've done that joke like 4 times now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And they've never corrected it. And so I do like the fact that this character, she's like, I meant a female, but they're like,
yeah, me too.
centuries old. They've been dormant for centuries,
Yeah.
right? So, and they have like a more serious outlook, and also they're not completely aware of the modern world and stuff like that. So there are certain jokes where they'll take it literally. That's great.
Yeah.
I just don't like that, like everybody's got jokes, and then they have like, okay, oh, Tony made this special social media thing just for heroes, and everybody, the way that they write on the social media post is
I
so
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like even Blade is making like very like millennial cringe type comments. There's like Blade,
I forgot about that.
to me, is like a motherfucking serious dude.
Right.
I don't know. And then the other part of it is like, I think it kind of goes back to roster.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, we've also got like the babies on the team. And look, I love teenage heroes.
Sure.
I don't think that this is where they belong. So it's like, look, I've never cared for Magic. I understand why she fits here, but I just don't care for her as a character.
She was actually one of my more favorited ones in the game, actually, because I didn't know anything about her.
And I remember, I do remember that like there was a lot of like new Magic fans that came out of this game because of her, the way she was written.
Pretty cool.
But I've just never liked her in the comics.
Fair enough.
I know that I'm like a super.
Yeah, I think you said that when I talked about this game forever ago. Because I was like, yeah, Magic is like the only character I think is like really like super cool or whatever that I'm intrigued by. And I remember you telling me that.
So far, yes, I'm right there with you. I think so far she's the only character. Her, actually, Blade as well. Even if I don't like the way that he's written, he's still one of the more interesting characters in this story. Also, it's like, okay, yeah, she's like still a teenage superhero at this point. Then you've got Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider, which I've never liked. Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
I don't like how young he is. His name is Ghost Rider, not Ghost Driver. That's always been my thing. Is like the fact that he uses a car is like, oh, he's got this like cool metal skull because he's into like tuning.
What a fucking lame ass. Yeah, that guy sucked.
And even as a character in the game,
He's
like
so
just
lame.
mechanically, it's like, oh, I'm never using you again.
Yeah.
Like you damaged yourself and everybody else.
Yeah.
This sucks. But then it's like, oh, there's this character I've never heard of, and that's the other thing about this game. And all comic book based games should have in the profile of a character tell you where they first appeared, who they are and whatnot. And it's like, who the fuck is Nico Minoru?
Oh yeah,
and then
Nico
it's like,
Minoru,
oh, you're in the Runaways. Okay, I know it's a popular comic, never read it, but it's like, okay, so a good portion of this team is like kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, I have a very different view of like this realm of the Marvel universe that I want to see. Those are very specific nitpicks to me personally.
Sure.
So far, my big thing is like, it's been a lot of tutorials up front.
Oh yeah.
There's so many components and there's like
a lot of half-baked ideas. Yeah.
And I didn't play XCOM, so it might be that like some of this stuff is in XCOM, but just the way it's presented.
No,
here,
it's not.
No, okay.
No, this is the XCOM team's like, unless you're talking about the combat itself, but the stuff around the strategy portion of everything, that shit is basically them going, hey, what if we just made like kind of a Mass Effect style thing out of this Marvel license that we have going, and
right, but I know
that
like XCOM does have like the base building and like the research projects and stuff.
It does have some of that. It does have that stuff, but that shit in XCOM is a lot different because it's all like there is a force working constantly against you in that game. So you waiting on that shit sucks sometimes. Like you're like, okay, I need this fucking upgrade or for this person to get healthy again so I can, because I don't have enough people right now. And that's like, it starts to fucking escalate. Or it can if you're doing poorly at the game anyway. And the base building in itself, has like, you know, you're getting different technology and shit, and you're slowly upgrading your stuff, and it like there's a vibe to it. This one didn't have so much of that, if I remember correctly. Like I didn't even think, if I remember right, like the base building was even like much of a.
There's no base building, but there are research projects that you can do.
There's that, yeah.
And but then like I said, there's so many different currencies, and then
way too many. I remember that.
Yeah, and just tons of tutorials, and you know, you're picking up crafting materials everywhere, and there's just a lot of stuff that feels like way too busy work. And like I said, it's I'm still early, so it's a lot of tutorialization that I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I think the big thing is that like I want to get to the strategy stuff, and then the strategy stuff is over so quickly, and then it's like another like 30 minutes to an hour of not that.
XCOM always, to me, toes the line of because on XCOM you're flying like at least in XCOM 2 you're flying a ship around, and you're like scanning stuff for resources or whatever, and that takes however many days, and then like in the middle of it, something will pop up. It's like, do you want to do this now? You have this amount of time to do it, or do you want to keep scanning what you're doing? Because like you may lose either one. It's like this like push and pull of like constantly like you're into the strategy part almost very, very quickly, much quicker than it is here, because they have a lot of like story and like you said, the base in itself is way too big. You have to go around and talk to everybody. Like it feels a little too like spread out in between the strategy parts a lot of the time in my memory. And it is. And even just like the choice of dialogue. So there's a lot of, besides a lot of the dialogue being like way too flippant and quippy. Yeah. It's also way too verbose. And I think a lot of the voice direction, characters talk like they pause a lot between lines. Yeah. Doctor Strange is almost interminable to listen to. Yeah. But then it's just like you can say more with fewer words here. Like some of this stuff is just like I went to talk to Captain Marvel and I said something to be like, "Oh, we'll do it. We can do this thing." And Captain Marvel's like, "Oh, that's the can do with it blah 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 attitude that I'm hoping for." And it's like, you could have just said one of those and it would have been fine and gotten the point across. Why did you have like 5 different things that you said in the sentence? Right. And it's just weird things like that, man. And it's kind of a bummer after like, you know, because I think that like, you know, the Insomniac Spider-Man games are really well written. I think Guardians of the Galaxy was super well written. That
like,
one was really
excellent
good. I
story.
do like that one.
Guardians is like to me the gold standard for comic book games at this point.
Oh yeah, I agree. It was great.
But then the strategy stuff is really fucking cool.
The strategy in that game was what kept me going in it. I ultimately ended up liking that game because of that stuff. Like, and the deck building part, like customizing the people that I liked and like figuring out like, because you start to like, if I remember right, like maybe the research projects or something like that give you like more cards to add to people's decks and shit like that, and swapping that stuff. I got like, it took me back to like the days of like building Magic the Gathering decks of like, no, I want 4 of these or however many I can put in here because this is a really good move and I need to curve up to this and all this. Yeah, this is great.
There's that. And then also because you're kind of, so reinforcements come every turn, and so it's one of those things where it's like you gotta like you're trying to finish the fight in a turn basically, but there's bigger enemies that have a lot of hit points, so you're trying to maneuver it where you're finishing off those big enemies at the same time as taking out all the grunts at once. And at first that seems kind of daunting, but then it's like, oh, but if I use this knockback to like knock this dude into that dude, they'll both die. And then let me use this hero. And then you have like hero actions that you can do if you have enough hero points that don't take up your card move. Yeah. So it's like, I'm just going to throw this brick at this dude and kill him, or I'm going to like do this really awesome leap off of this platform and just like murk this dude. Or I'm going to like, I do one of the things I don't like is that you can only move one character, and then they're the only character that can move in that turn. And I wish there was like I wish that every character basically could move in a turn.
I can't remember how that works now. I keep thinking it's like, I almost feel like it's like a tactics thing where like you have a turn order, but I can't remember.
No,
It's not a turn
basically
order?
it's you have a number of actions and then you also have a number of moves that you can do. And at least right now it's one
Sure.
move.
Okay.
But that it's one character that you select to move, but then they can move multiple times until you get them where you want them to be. But
Okay.
but the other thing that's weird is that like if you have like a knockback effect, you have to be like lined up just so. So like there's times where I'm like, man, I wish that I could angle this, but I'm just like right off the mark where I can't actually get them to move where I want them to. But that's just kind of a learning thing that I'm getting. But yeah, just learning ways of really manipulating a turn where it's like, oh yeah, I thought that I was fucked here, and then I ended up getting like 4 extra moves that I didn't have at the beginning of this turn. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I do wish that they went with like a more, and I've been saying this for like all of the Marvel or all the comic book video games. I don't necessarily need like this super realistic style. I mean, it's not super realistic. It's more stylized than some games, but in this thing in particular, I would have liked it to be like less inspired by the MCU and more just like, hey, we took like the actual comic book designs and put them in here. And
they were really trying to make some money off of the Marvel license with it. It didn't really take off, so you know.
Yeah, because like one of the first things you see is Crossbones, and he's very much the movie version where he has like this weird like gauntlet thing that he's got going on. And I always go back to Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, that cartoon, which came out. I mean, it's probably like a 15-year-old cartoon now, but they went very Silver Age design with the characters, and they look so cool. And I would love to see a video game have the audacity to do that.
Yeah.
But no, it's very cool. I am struggling to get through, not the story. I think the story is interesting.
It's fine.
I think the dialogue is holding it back.
I can agree with that. Yeah, there are definitely bits.
Because as much as I don't like Iron Man being there, I do like the fact that he's like, I don't like all this mystical stuff. It's creeping me out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. Like, I don't, if you hear someone screaming down the hall, it's just me trying to like open the door to my room.
Right.
But I wish that he was introduced a little bit later, where it's like, oh, Hydra's involved. Like, okay, we do need a sciencey guy here. I just wish that he wasn't like the focal, because Doctor Strange should be the focal point of the story, along with you as the hunter.
Right.
So that's just, again, I understand why it has to be this way.
We had to sell this video game, Julian. We have to.
But they didn't.
No, they sure didn't. No.
Maybe if they had been more singular in their vision, probably not.
Did I ever talk about like how I doubt anybody other than me seen this shit? This game, I think it had a tie-in. There was a marketing tie-in with, are you familiar with the show Forged in Fire? The television show Forged in Fire. Okay. My dad loves this show. It is about, they will bring on, it is these knife artisans, and they will bring on 2, other knife artisan people, and they give them a material, and they say, you make a good knife, and or whatever it is, and they will make a knife. They will forge a knife in fire. And so this game had a marketing tie-in, I believe, with Forged in Fire, where I believe what the objective was you're going to make the hunter's sword. And I was like, nobody knows who the fuck that character is. That is the weirdest fucking tie-in ever. Like, like, even they were like, what? Like, okay. All right. I can't remember if they were making it or if they were like winning it. It was something really fucking weird like that. But I was like, what a strange marketing tie-in for this fucking game. Like, it's like all they could afford or something. I don't know. I was like flabbergasted. I remember listening to it because I could hear my dad's television all the way upstairs. And I remember listening to it. I'm like, I can't believe what the fuck I am listening to. I need to go say something about this. And like, it was, what a weird thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that is Midnight Suns. I had the day off today for the holiday weekend, and my intention was to like put a bunch of time into that so I had more to talk about it. But Dave the Diver, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I had intention to play something else other than what I ended up like. I still keep playing the fucking WWE game, man. It's just I just keep making these little dudes, and I'm like, look at this little knucklehead. It's fun to me. It's a great little creative outlet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's what I keep doing, and I keep going. I need to play other things. I should play something else, just something. And I'm like, but I'm so close to being done with this thing. And then me being close to that, being done with that thing is like 2 days actually.
Right.
It sucks. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Though WWE has gotten a lot buggier. They updated it, and like all of a sudden, like shit was floating in the air on me and stuff. And I was like, oh man, this game, these fucking knuckleheads that make this. I tell you.
Yeah, because you said that before that like at a certain point they patch it into oblivion.
25, which I fucking like, it patched itself like where like it broke something like that I got pissed about, and I was like, all right, I'm done. That's where we end.
Yeah.
This one so far they haven't super broken anything for me. But other people have a lot of problems with it that aren't me. And I don't know, they're weird. At some point they'll have everything in a pretty good spot, and then they'll break it over something stupid, or like 25 ended in a pretty good spot. Like when I went back and played that a little bit before 26 came out, I was like, oh yeah, no, this actually seems like it was pretty good. And I talked to some other people that I knew on the Xbox, and they were like, no, they actually fixed a lot of shit in it. And I was like, oh, cool. This one will be probably pretty good then. And then like, it comes out, it's broken. It's the same thing every year. So what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but I don't know. You can win. You can get weird Batista skins now. I don't know. There's every update is like, it's like we added more shit for this weird card mode. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this card mode, man.
Yeah. I would love to know the stats on that, because I know that like that stuff is very lucrative for like their basketball stuff, but I wonder how it's doing for the WWE
It
stuff.
has to be doing something because they keep putting it in. And I see like a lot of people play it because like a lot of people out there want like all the old wrestlers and stuff like that. And yeah, you would go, oh, well, there's the creation stuff. They can go download that stuff. But when they put it in officially, it's really cool. So that's where they put all that stuff. That's where they started putting that shit. So like the new one was like, hey, we have like early 2000s Trish Stratus that we just added. Like with like the snake skin onesie thing or whatever the hell and all that, the TNA theme. Like we put the actual music in there and shit like that. Like people like lose their fucking minds over this. But in order to get it, you have to grind like a motherfucker and get very specific cards that you're definitely going to probably have to pay money for to eventually get there. And that's how they get you.
Right.
Yeah, they don't get me with that shit, but they get a lot of other people because I see nonstop complaining on fucking Reddit threads that I follow about this shit. So there is that. It has to be making money somewhere.
Yeah. I wish we were, because I don't think that wrestling is wrestling does not appear to be in a place of strength right now.
No.
But I wish that we were in a place where we could support another game on the market, even another WWE game.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool if we had, I know you're not a big fan of All Stars. I love All Stars. Oh
yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be cool to have.
Yeah, something along those lines, or something along the lines of Legends of Wrestling, where it's like, yeah, let's do a game that's all based around like Ruthless Aggression era or something, and let's get as many of those guys back, and let's do like a more stylized look. We're not going to try to do hyper realistic so that we can keep the budget lower and stuff like that. And let's just have this be like a more accessible type of game. We can still have the sim game, the big sim game every year.
It would have to be WWE like license though. That's the thing is WWE licensing is
that's kind of what I'm saying, right? I'm not necessarily saying that like, AEW or a TNA game
wrestling wasn't affiliated with anything.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to see like a official
right.
Game of that and what I mean is by that is like let's do like a throwback, right? Let's do a game that's set in an era, right? Because we do this thing with the yearly game where it's like, okay, we're gonna have our showcase mode this year and it's gonna focus on this person's career and we're gonna like go through their whole thing or whatever. Yeah. But like let's see a game. I mean, obviously, like, right, everybody loves Attitude Era, right? So yeah, let's do a fucking Attitude Era game.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
People would probably really, if they went all in on it, people would probably go bonkers for that shit. And
yeah, and I mean all in. Yeah. Like, let's fucking get what is it? Oh God, is it Ahmed? Wait,
Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed, yeah. Let's get Ahmed Johnson in there, right? Let's get fucking Gangrel and let's go deep on fucking
the
Attitude
problem
Era.
Is, man, and wrestling's weird. The problem is like there are prominent figures in that era that will have nothing to do with it. Like Owen Hart's family will not like give any sort of rights to that stuff. That would be
and
awkward.
Obviously that makes complete sense, right?
Yeah.
But you get as many of them as you can.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree.
And, yeah.
Get
I think that'd be
get
cool.
Chaz in there. Nobody remembers Chaz.
I don't know Chaz.
Oh man, yeah, he was a guy. I keep thinking they brought him back as the Eager Beaver character. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh wow, that's a trip. That was the thing that they did. I keep thinking that's who they brought him back as. Yeah, Test would be. People have been wanting him in a regular WWE game for a while now. Test.
Yeah.
Because he was a.
But yeah, that'd be a perfect.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I mean, obviously, yeah, it would be the same as trying to watch like an episode of Raw from like 1996, and it's like they're dead.
Oh yeah,
they're dead. And so there is that sobering part of it.
Yeah. But
I think that would be fun.
I think it would be too.
Yeah. So the last thing for me gaming wise, and I wanted to put it here because I do want to talk spoilers. Sure. And so again, if you do not want to hear spoilers, then please skip. I also, if you're listening to this in the free feed, I have now learned how to do actual chapters in the episodes, which is very exciting.
Neat. That's fun.
Because I've been doing the timestamps, but I was like, oh, I need to do this extra step, and now you can actually just hit skip on your podcast player, and it'll skip to the next chapter.
Neat.
So
neat.
If it should make it easier to navigate through the show. I know our shows tend to be pretty long, so
yeah.
And also, if you're re-listening that way, if you just want to get to a specific part, it should be much easier to do now. So and also if you're listening on YouTube, that's nice. But I got the ending of Hades.
Yes,
so I completed my 10 runs. I was going to try to go for the epilogue, but I realized that I had fucked myself because I had not really been keeping up on giving the nectar to the gods, and you need like 6 hearts on a lot of the gods. I never have
gotten it either. Don't feel bad because I'm just like, I usually run out of gas. Like I'm just like, I'm cool. Like you can always look it up, if you really want.
Yeah. But it also seemed like, I kind of probably want a lot of these conversations before I see the actual epilogue. It's like, okay, I'm good. It's fine. Yeah. So I have to say, and again, we're in full spoilers now.
Yeah.
So meeting Persephone for the first time did not hit for me emotionally the way that I expected it to.
Sure.
Getting to take her home.
Yeah.
That got me.
I believe it.
With that great music from Eurydice and Orpheus playing, like while the credits are playing. That, like, again, blood. I wish that you could do that after 5 runs instead of 10.
Yeah.
But it was like a great way to cap that game off. And then, surprisingly, what got me even harder than that was when your dad apologizes to you for the way that he treated you. I was like, oh God, okay, that just hit me in a way that I was not expecting.
Right.
God damn. And so that ended up like really landing for me in a way that I wasn't prepared for. I should be clear, it's not that I wasn't having fun on the runs.
Sure, yeah.
I've still had, very few of them where I was like, oh, I'm fucking everybody up. Although I do have to say it's funny. On the 10th one, I was like, this build is gonna fuck Hades up. Let's fucking go. And then he's like, you know what? Just go.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he does that. Yeah.
And on one hand, I was like, you know what? Yeah, like that should have happened earlier. But on the other hand, I was like, no, but I really wanted to see what I was going to do to you with this build. I think I was going to eviscerate you for the first time.
Right.
All of that was really cool. I love like the painting on the wall and like the narration. And I love that Persephone has like a new outfit there and all the dialogues that happen where everybody's shocked that she's back and everything. And I really love the explanation of why you keep going. Yeah. And it's like, you actually are exposing like a lot of
security
problems with the security. So keep doing it. And now the conversations, because I've probably done like 3 or 4 runs since getting the ending. And at a certain point, like Hades was just like at this point, he's like, hey, like, how was your trip?
Yeah.
Like how was it this time? And like at one point I got back and he was like, well done, boy. And I was like,
yeah, right.
Like the tone is so different and I love it.
Yeah.
Like it's such a cool way. We talked about this before of like, there's just so much dialogue that they accounted for in this game.
It's always wild. 2 is the same way.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that there's so much after you beat the game where it's like, yeah, you'll pick up a boon and they're like, hey, heard that you got pretty close to the surface, but you're still going. Yep. So that's weird, but hopefully this helps you, blah, blah, blah. And, it's like you can start to hear like kind of the, we're starting to suspect something. But now I do have to ask without going deep into spoilers, but I am curious. I'm assuming Hades 2 is it takes place after, right?
Yes.
It is a direct sequel. Okay. And maybe you don't want to tell me this, and it's fair play if you don't.
Okay.
Because I think the one thing that I was a little disappointed with in Hades is like, oh, I'm excited to like actually get out and meet the Olympians and get to see them like blah blah blah. Is there a resolution to like this weird impasse that we find ourselves in at the end of Hades, where we're still kind of like pulling the wool over their eyes as to what Zagreus's intentions are and keeping Persephone? Like, should I temper my expectations as far as that?
Oh, I'm trying to think of how Hades 1 ends with
So you've got Persephone back, but the gods on Olympus don't know that she's alive.
Right.
They've thought this whole time that they're helping Zagreus get to Olympus.
Right.
And the worry is that if Zeus finds out that Persephone is alive, that he's going to go to war with the underworld.
Right.
And it's going to be real bad news. So part of the reason that you're continuing to do the runs is that not only are you helping Hades with like the security of the underworld, but it also helps to continue the illusion that you're trying to get to Olympus.
Get to there. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that refresher. If I remember correctly, somebody did tell me what like the epilogue thing is, like you were talking about with what you give the nectar and all that stuff. And I believe that's sort of the resolution that leads into 2.
Oh, okay. Then I definitely got to go look that up.
Before you play 2, because I got to 2 and I was like, wait, I missed something, or this is going
I
somewhere.
played the beginning of 2,
right?
Because I played it when it was in early access.
It was when I got further, I was like, I feel like I missed something because everything seems kind of cool on these. Like they're not, nothing's going like it felt like these 2 factions were about to go to war, and now they seem fine with each other or whatever, and it was kind of weird. But so and then somebody clued me in. I think it might have been Xavier. Clued me in on what happened. He was like, hey, have you ever seen if you do this is what happens? And I went, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, that tied the string together for me, basically. Because I think that's a lot bigger of a thing. I don't know what happens in 2 if you do all that, but like, yeah, but 2 is pretty neat. I liked 2 a lot. I didn't like it as much as I liked 1's story. I thought 1 was like a little bit better on that front for me personally, but still a great game though.
Yeah. I'm really glad that I finally was able to cross it off the list.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's almost a game, and I do think that if I was able to, well, obviously, as you said, it's not this type of game. But if it was more like Absalom, where it would, because like Absalom is a game where I can, at this point, I know it so well, that I can just kind of, it's almost like a Diablo 3 situation where I can just kind of like shut off most of the functions of my brain and just run roughshod on that game.
Right.
The problem with Absalom is that even though there are a lot of different routes through a run, every area is like it's not procedurally generated, right? So it's like if you go this route, you're going to see these locations, and if you go this route, you're going to see these locations. But they're always, and there's different random events that happen in those locations, but they are the same backgrounds. So at a certain point, it's like you're seeing a lot of the same stuff.
Sure.
Where Diablo 3 or Hades, like I was thinking, well, the thought that I was trying to get out is that Hades could almost be like a Diablo 3 replacer for me, but it's a little bit too sweaty.
Yeah.
Where it's like, Diablo 3, I can just like kind of like,
you can turn your brain off and do your thing. Yeah, I get it.
Yes, and
totally
have a really grand old time doing that.
Hades, you got to be dialed in. Yeah, you got to be dialed in a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And part of me does want to like keep going with like upping the heat and stuff like that, but I've gotten to the point too where it's like it's like my hands start to hurt after a while because it's a lot of
there was a
button
part
pressing.
of me for a little bit there that wanted to see the ultimate boss version of Hades just to see it, because I like the theme is different and everything else. I was like, that might be really cool. I should try to do that. But then I would do that run and it'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it through that. I'm not gonna do that. This is for people that are better at video games than I am, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm here
because there are still times where I'll get to Elysium and just those regular enemies will kill me, and I'm like,
ass. Yeah, I know. You sleep on them motherfuckers, man. Some motherfucker with a shield will eat your ass up. Yeah, no, I know.
Oh man, they're the worst.
They're the worst. I know, man. I know.
The spears aren't much better though. Any enemies with a spear, and it's funny that Hades happens to have a spear.
Right.
That sweep attack, don't play around.
Yeah.
Because Theseus does that as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'll get tagged by that real easy. But yeah, really, really glad that I saw the ending. I'm glad I stuck it through.
Too. I'm glad you liked it. That's great.
Yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Do you love listening to audiobooks but find yourself tuning out or even falling asleep? It can be annoying, and if you're driving overnight, it can even be deadly. What you need is Loudable, the dynamic audiobook app that delivers your favorite books read to you by the loudest people imaginable. Listen to this excerpt of Curse of the Cobb Man from award-winning horror author Rob O'Tone, as read to you by the ghost of Sam Kinison. It exhaled loudly, its breath like moist farmland. Charlie waited to feel those gnarled, jagged teeth tear into her, but instead, she felt a lurch. The tightness around her ankle suddenly gave way, and she plummeted, screaming towards the forest floor. Ah! I work overnight in a morgue, and Loudable keeps me as stiff as the corpses all around me, says Pete Blandley of Hoboken, New Jersey. It's better than taking West Coast turnarounds, says long-haul trucker Morton Blandley, no relation. Loudable, because sometimes audiobooks are boring.
All right, well, that is games. We do have movies, and we'll do some CQC before we take off. We don't have much CQC, but I only watched one movie, and I know that you are interested in it, so maybe we'll lead with this.
Go ahead. Let's lead
because I saw Supergirl.
Yeah.
The new Supergirl, not the 84 Supergirl.
Right.
And if you're a patron, we did release our second Raw review episode. Me and friend of the show, John Gholson, saw this together. So we stood in front of the theater afterwards and talked about the movie, and that's fun. I hope we get to do more of those.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed Supergirl. I had a lot of fun with it. I should preface that by saying that I have very minimal experience with Supergirl as a comic book character.
Sure.
And the experience that I have with Supergirl is actually not the typical Supergirl. It's actually a character named Matrix.
Okay.
Who was like this weird shapeshifter who was posing as Supergirl.
Okay.
Who was dating the weird younger version of Lex Luthor that had like a really long mane of red hair and a beard in the 90s around the time of the death of Superman.
Okay. Yeah. Why not?
And I couldn't even tell you if that's supposed to be like actually Lex Luthor or if he was like a clone or if he was Lex Luthor's son. I don't remember what the storyline there was.
No idea, man. No idea.
I've never read a Supergirl comic. I don't know that I've actually seen her even as a guest character in any of my DC stuff. Maybe she showed up in a Young Justice story, or
that's entirely
I'm sure
possible.
she's shown up, but I didn't leave a very memorable impression on
fair
her.
enough.
I also know next to nothing about Lobo. I've never read a comic of Lobo.
Also am pretty unfamiliar with them, so yeah.
The most I know about him was when he was turned into Little Lobo and he was part of Young Justice.
Sure.
And so I know that version of Lobo, but not not the grown-up version of him.
Yeah.
So that's probably pretty important. And obviously I have not read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is the big story that this movie is based on. And also, when they announced that the next movie in this new DC movie universe was going to be another Superman family movie, I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh, I mean, that's weird. Like, I really loved Superman, but I don't know that I need another.
It felt a little too early for that, you know?
Yeah, especially when I learned that the third movie that they're releasing is the sequel to Superman. So they're going like all in on Superman family stuff.
Really weird.
It is, but but as I was watching the movie, I was like, you know what? Because I really loved the feeling of hope and classic daring do comic book that Superman is. And I was like, yeah, I actually need more of this.
Sure.
And so I kind of admire the fact that they went here with it. Kara is a very different character than Clark, and they go to great pains to illustrate that. You know, there's a very big part of the movie where she says that like he sees the good in everybody and I see the truth, right? So she's got like a bleaker outlook on life than he does, and they explain why she does, and it makes a lot of sense, and it's very interesting because I didn't know anything about her origin or anything like that. But for a good portion of the movie, it's like this cool, like, even though she's more of a reluctant hero than Superman is, at the end of the day, she's still a hero.
Right.
And like her parents her Kryptonian parents kind of were like, hey, you need to be good, right? Like especially when you go to this new planet, you're going to have this power that if you're not good, it's going to be very bad. And that's really cool, because the one thing that I don't like about the Superman movie is this kind of reframing of Clark's birth parents, of them being like, yeah, we sent you to Earth to conquer, right? That I didn't really love, but here it's like, no, we understand that like they sent Kal-El to conquer, but we're sending you to protect, right?
Sure.
Like that's what you need to be. But because of the way that she lost her family and stuff like that, and saw more, she saw Krypton, where Clark never did. So it's a much deeper wound for her, and it's affected the way that she looks at things. So that stuff works really well. I will say that there is a moment at the end, and the more that I've thought about it since I watched the movie, I'm like, man, you beefed it right at the end.
Interesting.
And that's kind of a bummer. And it wasn't, it took me a couple days to be like, oh yeah, that actually sucks, the more that I think about it. in the moment, I was like, that's unfortunate, but I kind of get it. But
look past.
But the more I think about it, the less I like that aspect of it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the action is hard to read. And it's the same issue that I had with the very ending of Superman.
Okay,
where like that, when he's fighting that one, I don't want to say who it is, but when he's fighting that one superpowered guy at the end, it kind of and also the part where they're in that weird pocket universe.
Yes.
Things get very messy and very visually noisy.
I know what you're talking about.
This has the same issue, but not as prevalent.
Okay.
The biggest problem that Supergirl has is a villain problem.
Okay.
The villain fucking sucks. And what I mean by that is like he's just a nothing burger of a villain.
Okay.
He's got a lame costume. His makeup is lame. His performance is lame. His whole motivation is lame. He runs the Brigands. They don't even have like a cool name for like the gang that he runs. I feel that Supergirl, if it was an MCU movie, would sit right in the middle of the pack. And it's not a bad place to be. But the MCU does have a very obvious villain problem. There are very few MCU movies that have like a very cool villain.
Yeah, that's true. Even
in that company,
the
villain of Supergirl is at the bottom of the pack of those MCU villains. I was just like, oh man, anything but this dude. So that's like the biggest issue, but that's almost like a secondary part of the movie anyway.
Sure.
So it's not that big of an issue for me. I liked Jason Momoa as Lobo, but again, I have no experience with Lobo. I was like, yeah, that seems like what a Lobo is supposed to be. And John was like, oh no, that's a total whiff for me. Like he is not what that character should be at all.
Okay.
And I was super disappointed with there.
Yeah.
So your mileage may vary on how, depending on how much you know of the character.
I don't know much about him, so yeah.
Yeah. So I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
But no, I liked it. And it really, even before I went into the movie, it was that evening I was going into it and I was like, I really hope that this universe's version of Batman is more of like a Silver Age Batman. I want to see the blue and the gray suit, and I want to see a less dark, broody version of Batman. I'm not saying that he needs to be quippy and fun and light.
Right.
What I'm saying is that I would like to see a more, and I've wanted this for years, let's have like some comic accurate versions of these Batman villains for the first time in a movie. God damn it. Let's be closer to the animated series version of Batman than the Nolan version or the Michael Keaton version or the current version with Matt Reeves, like, or the director, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's get away from that and let's do just let's have some fun comic book ass daring do with Batman. I would fucking love that. I'm not saying it has to be the 66 Batman movie.
Sure.
I'm just saying let's see like a lighter version. I mean, because honestly, the 66 Batman movie is the most accurate Batman movie with the comics of the time.
Fair
as
enough.
Far as like they just pulled those characters straight out of the page and put them into live action. It's kind of great. But obviously Batman is more serious than that. I would like something a little bit lighter, please.
Sure.
Especially since they announced that they're going to do like an absolute Batman animated series, and I'm just like, oh god, here we go. This is going to be Batman for the next decade.
You seem to be in the vast minority on that one.
I am.
Yeah, Lonnie loved Absolute Batman, by the way. I did ask him.
I'm sure.
He was like, no, it's great.
Does.
It's really awesome. And I was like, oh, okay. Well.
Yeah. Again, I think that if you love Absolute Batman and you're one of those people that shits on 90s comics, you need to reevaluate your position because it is the most 90s ass comic book I can think of.
Yeah. Ugh. Lonnie likes 90s comics, so there.
No, and I do too. That's the thing. Like, I'm not one of those people, right?
No,
like,
I know you're not.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people who shshit on the stuff from the 90s of it being so edgy and stuff. And it's like, Absolute Batman is like that times 100. I don't know what to tell you, but that's neither here nor there. That is it for me though for the week, Justin.
All right. Well, I did watch some movies. I did make time to watch of the movies. I'll start here on the movie on the movies, the multiple movies. So for the past like 2 weeks, we've been watching the movies in the Strangers franchise, the franchise of The Strangers. It's a horror franchise about this guy and these two girls, and they wear masks and they kill people. That's really it. That's what they do. It sucks. The whole franchise kind of sucks.
I'm honestly surprised it's a franchise, to be honest. 'Cause I remember seeing that trailer for the first movie, and I was like, okay,
yeah.
Why?
Okay, is that it? The first movie is fine. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I just kind of watched it and was like, okay, yeah. It's one of those horror movies that ends and like it's like, why did what was the point of any of that? And I guess the point is that there was no point. It's supposed to be kind of like this random act of like, violence or whatever the hell. And I'm like, okay, that's a fascinating idea in its own right. I don't think I really care for it, but here we are. There's a second movie called The Strangers Pray at Night. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this again. That's fine. That movie is better than the first one is. It's still the same idea where it's like, okay, these people are randomly here. It's a random act of violence, but it's the same people. You kind of know them from the first movie. I apologize if you hear anything in the background, listeners. It is the day before the 4th of July, and
yeah. It's going off here right now too.
I hear it in my head, or not in my headphones or anything, but I'm just like, I just hear random pops every now and then. I'm like, you fuckers. Anyway, Strangers Pray at Night. It's a better movie in my opinion than the first one, because like, I don't know, there was like the protagonists, I guess, the people running from stuff. It had some cool scenes in it, and they like, God, they do such stupid shit in that movie. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess they're afraid or whatever. And they kind of play on the fact that like, oh, these are good people and they don't want to kill these other people, but they really got to kill these people to get out of this situation. That's the whole thing.
Real quick, that was one of my favorite parts of playing Until Dawn for the first time, was because you watch horror movies, right? It's like, why did you go upstairs?
Right.
Like, why did you run upstairs? There's nowhere to hide. And I remember there's a part where you were being chased by someone in Until Dawn, and my knee-jerk reaction was running upstairs, and I was like, "Fuck!" I guess when you're panicked, that you're
panicked. You don't know.
You're seems just correct.
Yeah. Right. Get to the high ground. Yeah. It's the whole thing.
It worked for Obi-Wan.
Sure did. But yeah, it's a slightly better movie than the first one. It has some cool scenes. I actually really like the soundtrack of it. I can't remember. There's a whole scene involving Total Eclipse of the Heart, which was pretty dope. I was like, okay, this is all right. This is fine. Again, not like my favorite movie ever, but for this particular franchise, totally okay. And then we enter the weird realm of, they stopped making these movies for a while, and now they've brought it back, Julian. And I think it's supposed to be a remake or something of the first movie. I'm not really fucking clear on what's happening with it. But it's The Strangers Chapter 1, The Strangers Chapter 2, and now there's a new one called The Strangers Chapter 3. We haven't watched Chapter 3 yet.
Wait, that's already okay. They're all of those are out.
They're all out. Yeah,
dude. I remember seeing a trailer for one of these movies where I was like, oh, they did a second one of those, and now you're telling me that there are 5 of these.
Yeah, there's 5 of them.
And I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know when Chapter 1 came out. I'm gonna go look that up real quick because I'm kind of curious. They're all
Maybe what I saw was the trailer for Chapter 2, and I thought that was the sequel to that original movie.
That's possible. The Strangers Pray at Night was the second movie, like I said. Chapter 1 was 2020. Okay, these came out in 3 consecutive years. So Chapter 1 came out in 2024, Chapter 2 came out in 2025, Chapter 3 came out in 2026. So they feel like almost like these like weird digital releases where they were like, we should turn it into a TV show, but there's not enough to really turn into a TV show because it's not really that actually interesting.
Yeah. Even supporting 3 more films doesn't seem very interesting.
No, it's not. And they're like, you look at like the rating for them and it's quite low across the board, and it's very clear why. Like, the first movie is just fucking boring for the most part. For a horror movie, it's boring. Like, there's just a lot of times where, like, you're sitting there and, like, okay, nothing's happening. Like, and I guess it's supposed to build the tension, but I'm like, I don't feel like any tension's being built. Because you start to, after you watch enough time, you spend enough time with the strangers, Julian. You start to learn exactly what type of dumb fucking shit they're gonna do. And it's constantly like, okay, he's gonna break down this door and he could get in and kill them right now, but he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. He's gonna walk away because that's the creepy, weird thing to do. And so,
right.
And then like the protagonists are so fucking stupid that they're like, oh, they're gone. That's great. It's like, oh god, it's fucking painful, man. It's so bad. Yeah. And then like the second one, Chapter 2 comes on, and you're just like, oh my god, they're gonna actually try to add a fucking backstory to these 3 fucking assholes in masks. Like, I couldn't think of something less interesting than that. But God bless them, they're trying. And it's just abysmal. I hate the Strangers chapter movies. They're bad. I can't believe it.
And I was going to say,
yeah.
And I'm, because I do feel this way, because, you know, I've never been much of a fan of slasher flicks to begin with. And I also, especially these days, I'm really not interested in a movie about, oh, this is just a person doing acts of violence just because, right? Like, it just feels like way too, I don't know, of it, like way too cynical, but also it's like way too real.
Sure.
But then I was thinking, but I love Terrifier.
Yeah.
And I think what it comes down to is that Art the Clown is not boring, right? That's even really in that first movie where he is just a human that is causing, you know, that is doing terrible, terrible acts of violence because he's so charismatic while he's doing it, and it's obvious that there's something wrong with him, and there's something entertaining about it as well. And then as the series goes on, it becomes more of a supernatural thing where it's like, it's not just that he is this man, it's that he is possessed of like a supernatural force that causes him to do these things, and it turns him into, like what I've said, is like, he's more of like a natural disaster than he is someone that has like a plan or anything like that, other than getting revenge on the people that killed him. And I think that's the big distinction for me.
I don't mind a slasher movie as long as there's a like something else going on, right? Like, okay, like we both like Totally Killer. That had a whole fucking gimmick thing going on, right? It wasn't there. Like, I enjoy the Scream series because like there's a mystery usually. There's like, okay, who's it going to be this time? What's going to be the big thing?
And the meta nature of that series as well.
It has its own thing going on. It's playing off of like, okay, yeah, the slasher movie is kind of a dumb concept. Let's really go into that.
Yes,
that's a thing. These movies are just like, they're just not good. Like they're just trying to be like overly creepy at all times. It's just, and it's like I said, after you figure out the MO, like what they're gonna do every single time, it's just like, Okay. And like it constantly has this thing that I like. My mother was watching these movies with us, so it's just funny, and she's like laughing a lot of the time during it because like one of the big things her and I kept laughing about was like every time somebody has something randomly important to say, they're immediately killed, like immediately shot by something or something like that. As soon as words start to leave their mouth, it's just like every time. It's like, oh God, okay. That's the whole thing. Anyway, you don't need to watch The Strangers. It's bad. I'll probably watch the third one because Kim wants to watch the third one, so it'll be bad, I'm sure. Other movies I watched Project Hail Mary, which was
yes,
a movie I watched.
People really love that movie.
Yes.
I had zero interest in it.
I didn't know what the hell it was. I'd seen a bunch of like, oh yeah, it's a big deal, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck the movie is. I really don't. I certain things from the title. I was like, okay, something's probably going real bad. We gotta send somebody to fix it. I don't know. I thought it was like an apocalypse type movie, like you know, like, oh, the comics are gonna come. Gotta send some people up there and blow the thing up. I don't know.
We need Bruce Willis to get up there and baby drill on this asteroid to save the day.
Instead, we have the guy that played Ken in the Barbie movie. I forget his name already.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Thank you. We have him, and we're
gotta appreciate the range going from like one of the dumbest himbos to super brainy scientist man.
Super brainy scientist man. Okay, I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't know what to expect from it. So I'll put it like this. It was definitely not what I thought it was, for sure. It reminded me of the movies they would show me in high school when they didn't have anything to do for class that week. Like, because there's so much science bullshit in it. Like, it's constant.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, this is, and like it's constant, like a guy telling you facts about how things work. And like, I found Ryan Gosling's character kind of fucking annoying to a certain point. Like, I was just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, God, shut up. Cause he's like quippy, and it's just kind of I found him obnoxious.
Yeah.
Especially for like the first half of the movie, because the first half of the movie, like almost nothing happens for way too long. It's a long movie. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that. It feels like that. There's parts of that movie where I'm like, man, you could have just left this. I didn't need to know the science behind these fucking rocks and like these weird this element shouldn't be doing this thing. That's weird up here. Oh man, I'm like, I don't fucking care, man. Like, can we cut to the chase a little bit? In the end, it kind of won me over because I didn't expect it to be what it was, essentially. And I was like, oh, this movie's an E.T. movie. Okay, I get it now.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, oh, got it.
And I think that was so they marketed the hell out of this movie. And the first trailers were like focused on, things are really bad. This guy needs to go up into space because like the fate of the world depends on it.
Right.
But then like the second, third, and fourth trailers were all about him befriending this alien rock guy and everything. Yeah. And I'm like, I kind of think that should have not been part of the marketing. I feel like honestly, that should be like the big reveal.
Me not knowing that made it kind of cool because I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of neat actually. And even some of that stuff goes on for way too long. Like it's just like there's a whole point where they're like figuring out how to talk to each other, and then eventually they start, they figure out a whole way where they're basically talking to each other and all this other stuff. But it became like this, like toward the end, like, they become good buddies and stuff like that. That's spoilers for the movie, I guess. Sorry. You kind of can expect that to happen. And like the ending was very emotional. Like I was like, oh, That was really great, actually. That was really good. I felt that. I felt something. My cold, dark heart felt something. That's great. It was better. But there were definitely times where I was like, I'm feeling every bit of this 2 hours and 45 minutes right now. So it was kind of like, I kind of landed in the middle ultimately. Where it ends, I really liked, and I thought it was overall like what I would call a cute movie. Which again did not expect from just looking at it. And yeah, it really has like, look guys, I don't have a lesson plan for like 2 or 3 days here, so we're just gonna sit down and watch Project Hail Mary. There's lots of cool space science in it. Like that's really what it felt like. But yeah.
Have you seen the movie Enemy Mine?
I've never even heard of that.
Okay. I'm not going to put it on my Cinemorons list because I have a big list of movies that I would rather show to you. But that's one that I would love to hear your thoughts about. I have not watched it in a very, very long time, but it is a 80s sci-fi movie where it's like Dennis Quaid I think he crash lands on this planet. And I forget if they're at war with this alien race or if he just comes across an alien that is they're trying to kill each other.
Sure, yeah.
But they end up in a scenario where they need to rely on each other to survive. And I remember it being a very interesting movie, and I would love to hear like what you think of it.
Well, if I see it out there, I'll check it out sometime.
Yeah,
might be good.
I would jot it down. Enemy Mine, and like mine is in like my enemy. Because I used to think it was Enemy Mind, but it's not. It's
M-I-N-E?
It's like Mine Enemy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was just a rogue diamond mine that was just fucking shit up, I also watched the movie Is God Is, which is a fascinating.
Yes, tell me about Is God Is, because this is one that I saw the trailer for, and I was like, I am super into this, and then it tanked so hard, I didn't even have a chance to see it in the theater.
Yeah, it's not bad. I liked it. It's translated from a play, so some of the parts of it are kind of like weird like that, but at the same time they've made it work for the most part. It's very stylish. In my opinion, it's almost a little too straightforward at times, but I do like the message it's going for. The concept of the movie is, if for those that don't know, it's about these two twins who are like so in tune with each other, like they can talk to each other without like talking, like they just either looks or just without saying anything though. Like which is fun. The dialogue like pops up on the screen as they're doing it. It's a really cool stylized thing.
Yeah, it had a very distinct. It reminded me actually a lot of just visually of They Will Kill You, in the sense that I was like,
yes.
I can definitely see a lot of Tarantino
very
influence
Tarantino
here.
Inspired. In fact, the movie I kept comparing it to in my head I was like, this is very Kill Bill-ish. In a different way than They Will Kill You was. This one has like more of the like personalized thing to it, like Kill Bill had, like oh no, I know this person.
This is more volume 2, where They Will Kill You is more volume 1.
There you go. Perfect. The idea is they get a letter from their mother, and they go to see her out of state, and her mother, who is played by, oh god, I forgot her name.
Vivica Fox.
Thank you. And it's I was like, she's a famous actress. I forgot her name because I'm bad with names.
The cast is stacked.
It is. And basically their mother, there was a big fire. The one twin is very burned, and the other one is a little bit burned, but they both were affected by this whole fire thing, obviously. And the mother is they thought she was dead, basically.
Right.
So they go to see her, and they haven't talked to her, since the whole fire thing happened. And the mom goes, "Hey, I'm dying, and before I go, I really want you to go and kill your dad, because he's the guy that set me on fire and cause this whole thing.
Right.
And you guys on fire and then, you know, they show the whole flashback of that happening, and it's pretty fucked up. So yeah, essentially like the Kill Bill setup. We need you to go kill this person. And they're like, okay, yeah. It's more about like them kind of becoming the monster that they're hunting as they're going. And
because they call him the monster, right?
Yes,
in the movie.
For the most part. Yeah. And they're meeting like other members of their family as they're going. Like, I guess like, you know, they're half brothers or whatever, half sisters and stuff. And that stuff's fascinating. I kept expecting like kind of a swerve to happen or something, and it doesn't do anything like that. It's pretty straightforward. So I guess my biggest criticism, I was like, I kept waiting for some like point of conflict in the thing. And then the more I thought about it afterwards, I was like, no, I don't think that was the point. This wasn't that kind of movie. This was more of a, like, about the journey of getting there and the mental stuff involved in it. Like the characters themselves having to do basically fucked up shit to get there. Yeah. It's a good movie, worth watching for sure.
I definitely want to check it out. How was Sterling K. Brown, the monster? Because he's one of my favorite actors of the last few years.
Quite good.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you only see him a few times in the movie, like full force, but like, yeah, no, he's a scary motherfucker. It's quite good.
Yeah, he's really. I love, because he's the lead in that Paradise show that I've talked about on Hulu, and he's got such a great, quiet fury.
Oh yeah,
the way that it's like, oh, I feel that you can just explode at any moment, but you're keeping it under wraps so tightly.
If you like that vibe, this is the perfect movie for them, because yeah, trust me, it's there in spades.
Yeah.
And then the last movie I watched.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Before we go into it, I do need to use the restroom real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
I'll be right back.
I will do the same.
It's time!
Anyway, the last movie I watched was the movie Obsession, which came out, I think, like July 2nd, which was a day or two ago. On
digital.
Digital. Yes.
Which is wild because it's still in theaters.
I didn't expect it to come out. I was like, Kim just casually went, "Oh, Obsession's out." I was like, "It is? Really? Like, that seems really soon." Okay.
Me and John were talking about that because it's been a long time since a movie just like stayed in theaters.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been smart and also cool to just let it ride.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it can last theatrically before we pull the digital button. And it's probably one of those things where there was like deals in place and they probably pushed it off as long as they could.
Yeah.
But I remember like Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park was in theaters for an entire year.
Yeah, that sounds
and then
right.
Titanic was as well.
Right.
And then I want to say Avatar almost hit that, where it was
Probably,
just like,
I think you're right.
People just kept going back to the theater to see it.
Yeah.
And we didn't need the home video version because people were still going to the theater for it.
They made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched Succession when the first day it came out.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead. I was just going to say,
yeah, go ahead.
We're going to go spoilers on this as well. Yeah. So again, if you have not seen the movie yet and you don't want to be spoiled, timestamps are in the show notes, and you can also just hit skip forward on your podcast.
And here, before we go into spoilers, I will say also this: like, you should go see it if you haven't. It's really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, poor bear. Just unfortunate, tortured victim of this film.
Oh, I know. Sad. It's real sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good movie. That was a really good movie. I really liked it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. It's because historically speaking, I'm not like the biggest horror guy in the world. I'm with Kim and she likes horror a lot. So, and she's fun to watch horror movies with because she reacts to a lot of shit, and that sometimes makes me laugh. So it's fun to watch horror movies with her.
Yes.
She gets way into stuff like that, and that's her thing. So when I go, yeah, that was great when it comes to horror movies. Like, no, it was really good. It's just the right kind of scary where it's like, it's not like shit's gonna jump out at you and get you and all this shit. Like, I hate that kind of horror. Like, I really don't like it. This was like Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I forgot I watched that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't like that movie.
Yeah, I like parts of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I remember that being a long movie that felt long.
Oh,
and
it did. My whole thing was like, God, it's just like The Exorcist. Like, that
was my big issue.
It's like
with
Gen
it.
Z. It's like some like new director who just watched The Exorcist and was like, I'm gonna bring this back, but I'm gonna do it a different way with like mummies and shit. It'll be great. It's like, okay, all right. Anyway, this movie though is very, very unnerving in really cool ways. I thought, like, very much like you've said, throughout, is like it really hinges on the lead actress's performance in it. Like, she is,
let's go Indy Navarrete.
Yeah, like, she's really good in this
and
role.
She's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So she apparently was streaming before she did this movie. And reportedly she got like paid $20,000 for it, and people are like, oh, that's criminal. That's actually a lot of money for a no budget indie movie.
Right, yeah.
I do think that like everybody involved should get like a big fat bonus payday.
I hope they do. Yeah.
Even if the contract didn't state as such, it's been such a runaway hit that everybody deserves to get a nice payday from that.
For sure.
But the movie came out, it killed, and then she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go stream The Last of Us because I've still got that to do. And she's like very fun and quirky and cool, and it's like, I just want the best in everything for you. Yeah. You're awesome.
Yeah, she was great. She was like I said, just the right amount of unnerving. Like, there's parts of her performance that like really, really bother me in a good way.
Yes.
Like, in a very good way. I mean that very complimentary. I love that the movie leaves certain bits about itself like kind of open-ended a little bit too. Like, I'm trying to think of what I mean by that, because I know I mean what I say. There's enough there to where you can kind of theorize certain things. Like, there's a part at the end, the very end, where guy's in the bathroom, and then he kind of snaps to like a different like state, like after he's basically taken a lethal dose of pills, and and then the camera sort of zooms down after he walks out, because he walks back to like kind of be with her at the end. And it kind of zooms down, and it was like, that's an interesting shot that they do there. And I was like, my big weird brain was like, did she make a wish or something? Like, right at the end? Like,
she did.
Yeah. Okay. I was right.
and it's hard, and that I think that is the big, like, what was the wish, like what did she wish for? There's ways that you can look at that, right? Like,
you see what I mean? Yeah. They never explicitly spell it out either.
Yeah. I'd have to see it again, because I definitely had a theory on what her wish was, but I've only seen it the one time, and it's been long enough now to where I'm not quite I don't quite remember exactly how that went down. So I'm not comfortable like saying what that was, but she definitely did, because there's a part where you see the broken One Wish Willow on the table.
Yes. The other interesting bit is when he calls the service line. And he's talking to the guy, and the guy goes, like they're having this, like, it's kind of a funny exchange for the most part.
It is. The movie is funnier than you would think.
It is. There's especially certain bits. John said it pretty well when he was talking about it, where there are bits of the movie that are genuinely funny, but certain parts where they're at, it's like, oh, this isn't funny. Like, it is, but it's not. Like, it's weird. Yeah. And it works.
Like the, one of the big, like, images from the movie that gets passed around is the big frown, right? Yeah. But it's very funny in the context of when that happens, right? But then the part where they're talking at the dinner, she's like, no, like, that is not funny, right? Like, that is very disturbing,
right? Oh, and there's the bit where he's talking to his friend and telling him about this wish thing, and he's like, I need you to make a wish to undo my wish, because this is all really fucked up. And he's like, I wish for $1 billion, and it just starts raining from the sky. And that shit's and like, that's really funny, but at the same time, that he's super fucked now. But it also proves, no, this is super real. What's happening? These things work. I thought that was great. But like, he's talking to this guy on the phone, and the guy's just like, yeah, we don't really do like returns we can't really undo anything. So, and he's like, and then he starts to get really real with him, and he's like, oh, like, so you made this wish. Do you want to talk to her? And like, all you hear is just this insane screaming in the background. And I was like, okay, is that like the real her? Or is that, you know what I mean? Like, I loved that. Like, and it's never explicitly spelled out or anything. Perfect.
I mean, I think it is. And I think that's the thing that I find so frustrating about a lot of the discourse from like the people who just didn't get most of the movie is the part that makes Bear unconscionable is not that he made this wish, right? That because he obviously didn't know that it was going to work. It was just like this, he was just being whatever. It's all the choices that he makes after that point, and the fact that he has plenty of clear notifications that the real her is in there, and she's in torment. And she wants him to kill her because it's awful. And his only response is like, is it so bad to be with me? Like, that's what makes him a fucking monster.
She's snapping back and forth into the real her. Like, it's almost like they're fighting each other. And then my whole thing is like, it's not even that like, is it that bad to be with me or whatever? It's that he keeps trying to make it work no matter how bad it gets. He's just like, no, this is going to be fine. Like, I'm going to fix it all. It's going to be fine. I got this.
The part where he, like, it's her day off and he's going to go to work and she's taped over the door.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, oh, maybe you shouldn't go to work. And he's like, no, it's fine. Like, he's like, undoes the tape and it's like, and then when he gets home and it's clear that she has not moved from that spot, and he's like, no, we don't need to address that.
No, it's fine. This is all going to be okay. We'll work around it. It's okay. Yeah. No, he just keeps going with it. Like that. That's what makes him terrible. Then they do like clearly awful things, like murder that girl in the fucking car, which was great. Dude, what a great scene.
It's so incredible.
Oh,
and
so good.
The fact that you can't see Nikki's face in that scene. Like at all. And then she's like, You understand that this is your fault, right, Bear?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, yeah, like when he got the text, I was like, oh, don't, what? And also like I understand that like Sarah is kind of there to be the example of like, hey, she's actually into him and like this is who he should be with, but he's so blindsided by Nikki that he can't see it.
He's so one-tracked that he wants nothing to do with this girl. Yeah.
But her actions are also kind of fucked up. It's like, why are you texting this dude at like 3 a.m? Right? And saying like, if you don't come meet me right now, like I'm going to like tell Nikki or whatever. Sure. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
right? Like, but yeah, one of the most shocking death scenes that I have seen in a movie.
Oh, I loved it. I won't lie, I laughed, like in a good way, like it just out of entertainment. I was like, oh, this is great. Like I was so happy with it. Like I was just like, that was fantastic. It scared everybody. Like that I would say is like the one like jump scare in the movie, and it's well earned and perfect. Like I was like, yes. It's great. I was like, I'm not even mad at this. I'm laughing out of enjoyment. This is great.
So I have to ask, like, what was Kim's reaction like as you were watching it? Because I feel that like as a woman, it's like a much different movie.
She was basically like everything Bear did, like whenever he was like trying to get sympathy, she was like, no, you did this. This is your fault. Like you did this. Kim loved it, by the way. She loved it.
I wouldn't expect anything else, but I, like I remember I was listening to Versus Wolves, and Eye Patch Wolf was saying that like he turned to his wife and she just had like tears streaming down her face. Right. She was like, she loved it, but she was like, that was way too real. Yeah. Like,
she didn't quite have that reaction, I will say.
Yeah.
She was more into like, she was looking at the horror aspect of it, like every like the parts where like she's watching him sleep and doing all this weird creepy movement shit and like coming back, and like I love how on edge it makes you as the viewer, like, oh, she's gonna do it's gonna be real bad, she's gonna do something, and then they don't, and it's like, it's perfect. She kept like, she was just like, oh man, this is fucked up like all the time, and I was like, yeah, it's good. My mom also watched it with us. She actually liked it too. Yeah, really good movie. Kim actually watched it again the next day, which was fun to listen to a second time. She was in this room while I was in the living room. No, it was really enjoyed it. Really good movie. Definitely worth watching if you haven't already.
Oh man, I just had an epiphany.
Yeah.
The obsession was bears the whole time.
Whoa! Oh boy,
Sorry,
that's crazy. It's crazy, Julian.
Man, I've gone kind of into the weeds on obsession discourse, and the amount of people that just missed it. Yeah. Capital M, capital I is incredible.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. No, I'm really glad that you liked it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to watching it again, but I kind of want to wait to watch it with my friend in Colorado, and so I'm kind of saving that second watching until then.
I hear you.
Whenever that may be. I won't be able to afford to get there anytime soon.
No, it was really good. Like I said, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, because I tend to go into horror movies like, okay, everybody likes this movie, I'll probably think it's fine and get what it's going for, but like, and I'll like it, but I won't be as high on it as everybody else is. But this one I was like, no, that was great. I really enjoyed that a lot. Yeah. Very good movie.
I'm really glad.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to really dig it, but
you were right.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for our weeks. So before we get out of here, we do have just a handful of CQC or comments, questions, or concerns.
All right.
If you have a comment, question, or concern, there are lots of ways to get at us. You can email us. The email address is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. You can comment on the public post over on Spotify or YouTube or Patreon, or you can join our Discord, and there is a channel in the Discord for CQC. And I really do want more people to join the Discord. It is a fun place to be. And these do come from Discord, starting with Casey. What is the most absurd crossover you can imagine happening in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds?
Like wouldn't happen? Like,
just the craziest one that you can think of that. I think that's the thing, is that at this point, I don't know that I can think of one that is absurd, because they've gone so heavy on that stuff already. I mean, I guess it would have to be like something completely outside of gaming or
Boogie Pop
anime,
Phantom.
right?
No one will ever see it coming.
See, and even then, it's like, but it's anime. Like, I'm thinking more like,
Okay, all right, hold on.
like we put in Rose from Golden Girls.
Now we're talking. Now we're fucking talking. That would be good.
Yeah.
It might be too good. Might be too good. Man, what would be really absurd? Like, I mean, you really can just name just about anything. Just that doesn't make any sense. I'm looking around my room, but it's all anime shit, so that actually kind of tracks, huh? That's not gonna work.
Griffin. Yeah, Peter Griffin. My name is Peter Griffin.
Yeah. Yeah. They should just have Mr. T should show up.
I'd be down with that.
That'd be pretty all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. T would be great.
Ooh, and he could have his cab from DC Cab.
Yeah. That'd be good. The Silverhawks, put them in there.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not absurd, but I just want it to happen now. Nobody does anything with the Silverhawks. I'm super into Silverhawks as of late. It's like,
Yeah.
that show's fucking rad, dude. Holy shit.
I loved Silverhawks
That
as a kid.
fucking show rips. It's fucking awesome. Every time I watch it, I'm like, damn, I missed out. This show is great.
Some of the best intro animation
Oh,
too. I
it's
mean, you know,
awesome.
the 80s cartoons always had like way better animation for the intros,
Yeah.
but Silverhawks is on a different level.
Silverhawks is awesome. Like, I was like, man, this is fucking cool. Like, it looks like a Judas Priest album cover come to life. It's fucking awesome, man. I love it.
Monstar is a really good villain
Monstar is
design.
awesome. Fucking the theme song is catchy, and then like it just busts into fucking bluegrass playing a guitar solo in his fucking cockpit. I was like, this shit is fucking the coolest thing ever. I love Silverhawks now. Great. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Next from Dennis75, what is the arcade game that you put the most money in? Mine would have to be Strider, but that was before the advent of fighting games. After that, probably Mortal Kombat 2 or Killer Instinct.
Ooh, that's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Mine is probably Mortal Kombat 3 for a couple reasons.
Mhm.
One is that I had the internet at that point, and we had a computer, and I
Yeah.
actually made like a little I typed up like a moves list
Yeah.
that I would sell at the arcade.
Sure.
So I played a lot of Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcade, but also that was the first game that I remember being 75 cents to play at a lot of arcades. So money spent, it was
Money
definitely
spent,
one
yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
NBA Jam would probably be up there, but I didn't play it as much as a lot of other games. But,
Fair.
you know, it was an expensive game to play.
Sure.
But I think if we're talking like pre-fighting game, it's probably Ninja Turtles.
The arcade game. Yeah.
It's either Ninja Turtles the arcade game or X-Men the arcade game.
Yeah. Mine, thinking back on it, doing some real serious quick head math here. So obviously I think it was the last episode when we established where I live. So in Sandusky, Ohio, there's a pizza place called Cameo Pizza. It's quite good. It's still open. If any of you come here for Cedar Point or whatever the fuck you people do, go there for pizza. It's quite good. I recommend it. Anyway, they used to have arcade machines in there, and we used to go there a lot when I was a kid. And the one arcade machine that they always had was the Simpsons Beat 'em Up. And I would and like they always had like 4 because they lined a certain wall up. Well, 3 and a claw machine. That was the thing. And the other 2 games were always kind of like, we put this one in here for a little while, and like I would and then they would kind of go away. But the Simpsons arcade machine was always there, and it was also at bowling alleys I would go to. It was like everywhere I would go, and I would always be like, yeah, I'm going to play the Simpsons beat 'em up. Why not? Because it's fun. So it's definitely that.
I think for me, I definitely saw Ninja Turtles and X-Men more often than Simpsons in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. Over here, for whatever reason, it was the Simpsons. Like the Ninja Turtles one was actually kind of hard to find, and the X-Men one was pretty rare too. I remember the bowling alley had it for a little bit, and I think Cameo had it for a cup of coffee as well, but it was really the Simpsons, for whatever reason, just stuck around like all the time. So I would constantly play that one.
Did you ever get your hands on the 6-player X-Men version?
I think the bowling alley had that version of it.
That was so cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I played it like once or twice, and then it kind of disappeared. Yeah, it was weird how that stuff rotated back then. I don't even, looking back, I don't even know really how they did that, but they did. So yeah.
And then kind of tangentially related, like the game that I probably played the most in the arcade was actually Golden Axe, because there was a Pizza Hut down the street from the duplex that we rented when I was in middle school. And I played so much Golden Axe that I got to the point where I could 1 credit clear it.
Wow. That's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I don't know how I pulled that. And then it was fun because when it came out for XBLA, I 1 credit cleared it. And I was like, okay, still got it. Like, I know this game really well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
From Julian Titus.
Oh boy.
Is there a fandom or scene you wish you had discovered earlier?
Oh fuck, I don't know. Fandom or scene I wish I would have discovered earlier. Well, I've always considered myself on the bleeding edge of all fandoms. Can I answer the question as no?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know any. I'm trying to think of something that I like that I didn't know there was a fandom and stuff for. But really, there's fandoms I wish I would have stuck with a little more. Like Magic the Gathering, when I played it in 7th grade, I really had a good time. Or yeah, it was 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade when I started playing that. And I wish I kind of would have stuck with it at the time. But then again, I was a broke ass kid who didn't have any money. So what really was I going to do there? But I did have a lot of fun playing it. And a lot of the people that taught me stuff were really fun to play the game with. So maybe that. But other than that, I can't really think of any. Yeah. Again, I'm on the bleeding edge of everything, Julian. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I should have known that when I asked it.
Maybe the Fire Emblem stuff. Because
that's a good one. Yeah, we both came to that relatively late.
Pretty late. Yeah,
because we're both Awakening people, right? We started.
That's where I started.
I
started at I actually played one of the Game Boy Advance ones, but I never finished it. I definitely don't have it anymore, but I think I owned it at one point and then might have traded it in or something like that. I can't remember, but I never finished it. And so I was like, yeah, this game's pretty cool. It got really hard at one point because that was classic Fire Emblem. And I was a little young. I didn't know quite what I was doing. Now, going back, I could probably play it with a different mindset and do a little bit better at it. I didn't start at Awakening. I started a little later than that. I played Fates first.
Fates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And liked it. I played all 3 of the campaigns of Fates, bought both versions of it, played those, and then the DLC of it, and played that, and really enjoyed it. And then went back and played Awakening, which was also great. And then 3 Houses and all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's one I wish I would have gotten into a little earlier. But then again, it's tough to have gotten into it earlier because it was such a Japanese franchise.
Right, that's true. Because we didn't really even start getting them until the GBA.
So. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I came up with this question because I was on a YouTube rabbit hole and I was watching like a bunch of like Hololive compilations because that was the thing that kicked it off.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I really wish that I had discovered Hololive like back when Myth debuted in 2020, because I mean, a big part of why Hololive took off in America is because of the pandemic, right? And it's like, yeah, these 5 girls would have been a big thing for me at that time when we were very much like stuck at home and everything. And I wish, like, you know, I have since, like, I know a lot of the memes and the jokes and stuff like that from that time, but it's like being there at the time, I think would have been really interesting. When they happened, yeah. So there was that, and then that got me thinking. I was like, man, I wish that I had discovered Nightwish like when I was in my 20s, and started going to like metal concerts and stuff like that, because I did really enjoy it. But it's one of those things where I feel a little too old for it. Same thing with, I didn't go to my first comic convention until I was 34.
Sure, yeah.
And you know, I'm a little burnt out on them. I went to a bunch of them like after that, but part of that is like I feel that I'm too old for it. Like I feel that I'm not really, not that I'm not welcome, but you know, it's like I'm not going to go to like the after hours party or anything like that. And it's like, man, if I could have gone to some of these when I was in my teens and 20s, like that probably would have like dramatically altered the course of my social life and everything. Yeah. So those are like 3 really big ones that I was thinking of when I was when I came up with that.
Those are good shouts. Yeah.
And last thing from the Discord, we'll need more after this, y'all. From 60X Self, best and worst Adam Sandler movies between 1990 and 2010.
Oh God.
I have not really kept up with Adam Sandler. Let me hold on. I need to see when this one came out.
I gotta look up a list.
Okay. Literally the last Adam Sandler movie that I saw was 2009's Funny People.
Oh God.
Which I think is funny because in that one, he's got a bunch of like movie posters for these terrible movies that he did. And then I feel that like everything that Adam Sandler has done since then has been him trying to make those movies manifest in real life. The best one for me is Wedding Singer, bar none. That's one of my favorite comedies, just period.
Yeah.
I think the worst one for me is either Big Daddy or Little Nicky.
Okay. Little Nicky was pretty bad.
Yeah. I've only seen either of those once.
What was the years again? I'm sorry.
1990 to 2010.
Okay, to 2010. All right, I have up to 2010.
Because I think after 2010 is when the Netflix shit starts.
The sad part is I've never been the biggest Adam Sandler guy in the world.
No, it's not sad. I get it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of his earlier stuff has not held up well. Like the last time that I saw Billy Madison, I was like, Billy Madison was like, I think that's the last time that I need to watch Billy Madison.
Yeah, that's kind of every time I watch those movies, I was like, I really don't need to watch this again. And I've honestly,
Happy Gilmore I can watch anytime. The Wedding Singer is absolutely anytime. And I really like 50 First Dates a lot. I love him with Drew Barrymore. I think their chemistry is fantastic. Yeah. And I wish they'd done more films together.
That is a good one. Adam Sandler got to a point where like his movies would come out and I was like, I don't need to watch that. So it happened pretty early for me. Like it was definitely like post 90s. Like after The Waterboy, I didn't need to watch anymore. I was good.
Right.
I was like, okay, yeah, these aren't for me. Man, this is tough because I'm looking at all these and I'm like, I didn't watch a lot of this shit, so this is really hard. But I know I did watch Little Nicky. That was terrible. So I'm gonna put that at the bottom. That was the worst one. That was really bad.
So maybe not one that you liked, but the one that you hated the least. Maybe
hated the least. Yeah, that's. I would say like Happy Gilmore's okay. Like that wasn't too bad.
There's some really good bits in Happy Gilmore.
There's some good bits in Happy Gilmore. There legitimately is. And I watched the sequel and was like, yeah, that was an entertaining movie. I don't need to really watch it again, but it was an entertaining movie for what it was. And before that, we watched the first one and I did find it pretty entertaining. So I'll go with that. Happy Gilmore is probably the best, my favorite one, I guess. I have never actually watched The Wedding Singer, I'll be honest with you.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figured I'd say that to your face.
Yeah. We might have to rectify that. But yeah, whenever I'm in a situation where there's too many people, I'm always like, damn you people, go back to your shanties. from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. I really like that one a lot. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we did it.
I think that's a show, Justin.
I think that's a show, Julian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, as always, to the wonderful Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to our AI assistant, Kara, for being our announcer.
Yeah.
Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for our logo and artwork.
Well,
and thanks to you. Yes. We can't take that. No one will take that away from him. Thanks to all of you for listening to the show and supporting the show if you do so on Patreon. If you like what you've heard and you would like more, the Patreon is always there. We're about to record RoboCop for Cinemorons and still have time to get your votes in for the Suffer Select. I think it is at a tie currently between Thimbleweed Park and the Talos Principle.
Oh boy.
So definitely need a couple more patrons to make their voices heard.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll have to make a command decision. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions. Specializers in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends, and joining our Patreon or donating to our Ko-fi. Thank you, and good night.